Boo! White woman jump scare. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Hello. How are you? Oh, how are you all doing today? Are you all enjoying your Fridays?
It's fucking Friday.
Not symmetrical enough for a jump. Wait. Is that symmetrical enough for you now? If I just face forward?
It's like, you gotta have like a mirrored sprite is the thing.
So I can because of my bangs and because of my little danglies.
I think there's something inherently less intimidating about bangs and sidebox.
Fair.
They soften your intimidating potential, and yours is already so low.
You're also apparently ruining the symmetry. That's right, you're on my shoulder, so I guess I could just have two Anns. Gee, Wakraya, why does Ann let you have two copies of her?
You gotta like double my vocal track.
Oh god. Wait a moment. Okay, can you speak?
Ah,
Okay, that didn't work. My bad.
fantastic.
I don't know how to do that actually.
For the record, was kidding.
But yeah, before we begin, I have a little thing to say that I have already told Anya here. We have downloaded a new translation patch for the game, which covers the first two routes in the prologue. It should be better in quality, and it will make things better, but also there's a possibility that it could have broken some BFX. I think it didn't because it has been updated since, but just in case, I have just saved the previous state of the game with the previous things, and it should be fine now. Like it's fine. It should be fine, and even if it's not fine, I can revert it, so don't worry about it. Let's just hope it's fine. Anyway, let me actually pull up the game itself, which I may have to recapture because it's now a new game. Right, it's a new exe. So one moment, please, while I get everything going here.
I'm actually against the recapturing of EXEs, robot rights.
You know that's not what I meant?
I don't know that for sure.
Do you think so little of me? Do you think so little of me that you think I could just do something like that to you?
It's hard not to. What are you, like 4'9"?
4'6". And then shut up.
Pardon me.
Okay, so I'm gonna share screen to you.
Fantastic.
And up here on the things I should have language English FBates beta 2.1.a. So that's the new translation we're using for the Ultimate Edition. Also, hello, Octopus. Shut up, Slitcha. Allow me to adjust a few last-minute things here on my end to make my viewing experience more palatable.
Don't you mean pleasurable?
This game is ribbed for my pleasure. Okay, that should do it. Let me actually load the last thing we were doing. So yeah, you will notice a change in the font and a change in the translation quality, and the game froze. That would be you, by the way.
Understood. Very well then, Shiro. Let us move on to the temple ourselves.
Saber says that as though it's completely natural, but that's... Do you wanna go fight at the Ryuudon't temple, or should we not fight at Ryuudon't?
I don't see a menu. I'm just being stared at.
What do you mean you don't? Oh, I think it may have frozen then?
I sure hope so.
Hmm.
Technical issues. Oh, there's a menu.
There we go.
Okay, so I've been thinking about this all week.
Oh gosh.
I think it's smarter not to fight.
Uh-huh.
Because, look, I'm less concerned about us so much as I am concerned about Rin being left alone.
Okay.
She's a fail woman. That puts her at an immediate risk as somebody in the crosshairs of the plot.
Ah. You have been... The fear of God has been injected right into your veins since Rin just fucking died by Heracles' hand.
Correct.
And you don't want anything to happen to the girl.
I feel the need to protect this stupid tsundere.
So no fighting then.
Let's don't fight.
No, I agree with Tosaka. We shouldn't make a move on them yet.
What? Are even you saying that you won't fight? This is ridiculous. What have I been resting for until now then? As long as we know where the enemy is, to sally forth and strike them as war, is it not?
I understand that, but we're going to wait, Saber. If the master of the Ryuudon't temple is that meticulous, then they absurdly set a trap for us. Leaping headfirst into that without any kind of plan is suicide. Just like Tosaka says, I think we at least need to wait until Archer is healed.
Such a danger goes without saying. From the beginning, I never thought that I would achieve victory unscathed. Even if my body is pierced by their traps, so long as they do not claim my head, I can still fight. However deep a wound I might take, so long as my master isn't beaten, it's fine, is it not?
God, she is so eager to just throw herself, huh?
Gosh, she's perfect.
Also, probably some changes in lore terms too, though maybe not since we're through the heavy exposition dump. We could have gotten the new distinction between magic and magecraft instead of, like, you know, magecraft and like magic and sorcery. So if there's some kind of weirdness like that, I will point it out.
I heard. Sounds good.
Don't be stupid. It's fine even if you get hurt. Like, that could ever be true? It's fine to go aware of the danger, but a suicide attack like that is absurd. As your master, I am not going to let you do anything that dangerous. Ah, God, I love her so much. Yeah, there's no mistaking that going to the Ryuudon't temple could be a suicide attack. We have to assume that there will be some sort of obstacle on the single road that leads up to the temple. It's fine to go there knowing that, but challenging it without some kind of plan to counter it is nothing other than suicide. No matter how strong Saber may be, she's still handicapped by having me as her master. If she forces herself to fight, the result will be... Yep!
Yeah!
If it will be a repeat of last time, I can possibly agree to it.
We're getting their mileage out of that CG.
We really are, huh?
Just when I wonder what you might say. Servants exist to be injured. Do you understand, Master? I will not forgive my master for avoiding battle in fear of that.
Yeah, I don't care if you forgive me. If you're going to be reckless, I'll stop you as many times as I have to. If you have a problem with that, then hurry up and heal yourself. Your wound still isn't fully healed, right? Wow, Shiro!
This feels like the wrong choice because of how mean he's being. I will pose no obstacle in battle. Putting off fighting because of my injury? I have no need for such consideration.
Saber's will to fight doesn't waver. Oh God, why won't she understand unless I put it like this? Oh, is that right? Am I really supposed to agree to it that easily? Because of that injury, you were beaten by Berserker before, weren't you? Do you really intend to force yourself to fight and get me killed alongside you again? You've got to be kidding me. I'm not going to get myself miserably killed. Oh god. Like that again. She just fucking veiled. You should heal yourself now.
I think we hurt Saber's feelings.
And then she, who I thought could snap back immediately, took a shallow breath and...
That's unfair, isn't it, Shiro?
Oh, you know it's serious when Shiro exhibits self-preservation.
Even this guy.
As though she were apologizing, she spoke those words. Sorry if it's not fair. Anyway, we are not going to go after them ourselves yet. I can't just let the master of the Ryuudon't temple be either, but we're not fighting in fighting condition right now. If we go out and fight like this, and we lose, who's supposed to stop the master of the Ryuudon't temple then? Look, we'll go and fight when your wound is healed and we're in perfect condition. If you have a problem with that, then you'd better hurry up and find yourself another master.
I understand. That is your will, master.
Oh, she really wanted to.
I don't like Sad Saber.
I don't like Sad Saber either. This is for her good, but, you know, we just have to use a little bit of a tough hand with this girl, and I don't like that. Saber. Okay,
Is it?
Sadani?
Are you just being silent, or did we have a technical error?
Oh, this may be on your end then. Hi. Yeah? Are you back now?
I think.
Okay, you can hear me now. Yeah, I was speaking.
I wasn't. Or I was. No?
Yeah, you were. I could hear you, you just couldn't hear myself.
What I could hear was just the silent metronome in the background. That was awful.
So Sadani just said Sad Bear.
No!
In chat. And I need you to know that there is, in fact, a bootleg figurine of Saber, which is like really shitty, and people have dubbed it Sadder.
Unironically, I think I might have seen that before.
It's like very derpy, and like her ahogi is like really thick, and her fingers are fucking sausages.
And then we're like, are the eyes facing different like directions?
Yeah,
yeah, I've seen it. I know that one.
I love Sadder. So Danny knows too.
Yeah.
Answering in a quiet voice. With that, Saber falls silent. Our conversation is over. Tosaka returned to her room, and Saber returned to hers as well. Alone here in the living room, I'm filled with a horrible regret. No, it's too late to be sorry about it now. There must have been another way to say it, so why? Aww!
No!
Why could I only convince her with words that made her make a face like that? She gave him the poopy eyes!
Oh no!
Interlude 6-1 Fate? Huh? Hi?
Sir?
It's a quiet, windless night. The time is just after midnight. A deep darkness. The town, lit only by intermittent glimpses of the moon, is like the depths of a dark sea. The clouds flow on above. There's no wind on the ground. Yet the air thunderously rumbles high overhead, causing the layers upon layers of clouds to swim on past. I don't know who that is. There's a wind coming. Can she hear what should be the soundless wind? Looking up to the wind high above that just barely brushes her earlobe, quietly she whispers. Staring up into the sky, standing in the soundless garden, is the girl known as Saber. Okay, Saber interlude. Her golden hair is yet more beautiful in the dark of the night, and her clear green eyes gaze upon the fleeting moon. Just once, she casts her eyes to the corner of the garden. there is an old shed where her master lies sleeping.
If you say that you won't fight, that's fine.
Are you going to go on your own, Saber? Ring. The sound of steel reaches no one before melting into the darkness. The moon is sitting, and then appears again. In the instant that the clouds sailed past high above, the girl changed form. Hard and heavy silver armor. Her form, her body, wrapped in her blue dress, could no longer be called a girl. A steel wall of protection knit from a magical energy that overpowers all others. And an invisible sword, hidden by a magical energy that surpasses human. That form, said to have never known defeat on the field of battle, decides her way of being even now. Even if her sword is invisible, the majesty that she emanates proves her as a preeminent swordsman. Thus, she is the Saber, the hero of the sword, said to be the most powerful of all the 7 servants. Distinguished by her property, a knight even among knights who executes the will of her master. Whatever sorts of people the other heroic spirits may be, she is the ideal of a warrior who could never disobey her master. Nasu hype writing. Nasu is very good at that, yeah?
I'm getting the vibes.
But that has ended this night.
Saber, no.
She stands here in violation of her master's command. No, in truth, it's not as though she's disobeying her master. In her own way, she considered how to bring him victory, and this is the result that she decided upon.
He is naive. Like this, he'll only be killed by another master.
But it's unlikely that her master this time can completely cast aside that naivety. In which case, it is her duty to be callous. If her master says that he will not fight, then as his sword, she will simply fight for him. Broadway.
Jesus. My wound is not yet healed, nor can I rely on supply of magical energy from my master.
Yet, even so, that should prove no obstacle in battle. She confirms her own abilities and casts her gaze upon the moon. She no longer has any interest in the shed where her master lies sleeping. Now that she has armed herself, all she has is the will to vanquish her enemies. The moon slips from view. At the same time, as the moon was covered by an especially large bunch of clouds, Saber leapt over the wall of the house.
No!
She runs through the darkness. The silver swordsman races through the silently sleeping town. Oh, that's such a good alliteration, actually!
I was just about to say, holy alliteration, Batman, like...
There is only one place she must go. The sacred mountain towering over the outskirts of town, and the Ryuudon't temple built at its center. Saber understands herself what a difficult task it will be to cut down the master lurking there by herself. Just as Shiro said, it is evident that she will be gravely wounded challenging them alone. In the worst case, she might have the tables turned on her and be killed herself. But just what is a servant that can't overcome such a trial?
Saber, no.
Servants are supported by transcendent ability and the cultivation of an absolute pride. They possess the pride of heroes and the absolute self-confidence born of emerging victorious from countless battlefields. So long as they are the heroic spirits spoken of and revered by humanity from time immemorial, defeat is not allowed to them, whosoever their opponent might be. No, even to imagine defeat is unforgivable. Even she, with some of her youth remaining to her even now, is no exception. Because she bears the name of Saber all the more, the pride she has in herself is something that she cannot surrender. That pride will not allow her to stand by in the face of any enemy. Consequently, no matter what kind of trap it might be, she will not flinch from it, and even if she is alone, she will not challenge it. I love her so much, though.
Just lock eyes with somebody and put your foot in the bear trap.
If there is no chance of victory, she will open one with her sword. The sword in her hand is a famous blade that has struck down many an opponent. So long as she wields this invisible air, the boundary field of the Wind King, there is nothing for her to fear. Thank you for the notes of the translation.
We have an annotation.
We have an annotation! She crosses the mountain pass and charges up the road that leads to the temple. What awaits her at the end of the mountain road is an imposing stone staircase. Oh, Saber!
This looks... Okay, random pull.
Yeah?
This looks remarkably like an air... So there's a movie, Zatoichi Meets the One-Armed Swordsman, and this looks remarkably like the temple from there, where they get attacked.
I remember there is a lot of inspiration to Fate Stay Night. I don't remember if that specific movie what you said?
Zatoichi, his whole series is like foundational Japanese cinema, so it would not surprise me.
It may well be.
Certainly this is.
It is a different thing from the Ryuudon't temple she holds in her memory. Oh right, you have been here. You wonder if it was furigana in the original? What is furigana exactly?
Furigana, I believe, is hiragana. It's used to, like, specify different kanji, but I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah, right. I have seen it. I didn't know the name of it. The air is stagnant. The wind is dead. The lifeline of the earth has long since been sullied. This is a place of death. A place that once you set foot in, you will not return from alive. Even so, she does not hesitate.
Is this what happened to her last time?
Saber races up the steps without the slightest dip in her speed. The scene that she runs through. Her footsteps echo off the stones, and the rustling of leaves wriggles forth from the mountain. It is a tall staircase. Even for Saber, racing up the steps like an arrow, the mountain gate is far. Facing such a long distance, it is impossible for her to pass through the temple gate without being noticed by her enemy. There will be certainly an ambush. She will not reach the temple gate easily, but whatever scheme lies ahead of her, she will simply bat it aside and go forward. There is nothing that can stop her now. Even if Berserker were to appear right now, she will just break through him. That is her determination and her self-confidence as a Saber. Saber feels her perfection, that no matter what obstacle may appear, she will only break through it. And then, at the top of the stairs, when she is but a few steps from the gate, that obstacle appears. Oh!
Oh, it's a guy.
Socha is. Socha is very excited.
It's a guy.
Saber's feet come to a stop. Even she, who had resolved to break through any opponent, was taken by surprise by this enemy. His natural posture is so smooth and so relaxed that it likens to water. There isn't the slightest bit of hostility in the man who so dashingly appeared, and he was so free of openings that it was difficult to believe. You. Standing still, Saber readies her invisible sword. With his back to the moon, the man lets Saber's bloodlust wash over him like a cool breeze.
Samurai.
Soja is so fucking hype. She was probably bewildered at the sight of a kind of opponent she had heard of but never seen. This is her second Holy Grail war. Even she who has seen many heroic spirits has never seen a servant of his like before. Look at Saber!
I love her so much.
A bed of sweat runs down Saber's forehead. Not because she's afraid, but rather because she can't make any sense of it. It's not as though there haven't been such strange servants in the past. They're probably none stranger or more mysterious than the archer from the last war. Compared to him, the servant before her has no parts that should frighten her, nor any weapon that she should marvel at. And that was what was strange about him. She can feel nothing from the man before her at all. He's unmistakably a servant, but has neither the noble phantasm nor the magical energy characteristics of a heroic spirit. In which case, it will be easy to defeat him.
No.
It is logical that she should decide their battle with a single blow. And yet, her intuition told her this. Do not make light of him. The servant has the means to certainly kill you. She cannot close the range between them. She is unsure of the range of his weapon, too long for a typical Japanese sword to be sure, but even more than her position is decidedly disadvantageous. They stand at the top and the bottom of the stairs. The range between them is roughly 5 meters. Before she can rush up the stairs and step into range, she will certainly feel the bite of that long sword at least once. But she feels nothing from his sword. It should be easy to deflect it, in which case she shouldn't hesitate to step in towards him, but Saber felt intuitively that she cannot close with him unprepared. She just slightly adjusts her grip on her sword and glares at the enemy before her. It's sober Saber, he has the high ground. His identity is uncertain, but she must at least find out what this samurai's class is.
I'll ask you. What manner of servant are you?
Saber asks with no expectation that he will answer her. At that, after he grinned. Oh, he just said it! He just went and said it! I'm the servant assassin, Sasaki Kojiro.
Interesting.
The servant said, with a lilt in his voice. Oh! It's natural that Saber could be surprised. It is the nature of servants to conceal their identities. What kind of servant could so boldly declare his name himself?
You. What are you?
That's rather tactless, don't you think? It's natural to name yourself before a contest, is it not? All the more so against an opponent as fair as yourself. It's rather vexing that you should make such a face in spite of that. Assassin, the man who named himself Sasaki Kojiro, goes on as though enjoying Saber's consternation. Saber surely doesn't know that this servant wields the longsword Mono Hoshizao, and that he was a swordsman rumored to have no equal in the Keicho era. No, what would change even if she didn't know? His birth date is unknown, and even the truth of whether he existed at all is unclear. Hey, Seja! Don't you love this? This is the part you loved about him. There's likely only one person in this world who knows the swordsman, told of only by word of mouth, revered as the worthy rival of a peerless swordsmaster. Only his old foe who was recorded in history, who slew the man called Sasaki Kojiro. You cannot call this man a hero. The servant assassin, the one who called himself Sasaki Kojiro, is an existence far removed from Saber. Who among the servants could know the true strength of a swordsman who normally could never have been treated as a heroic spirit in the first place? I love that the narration just fucking threw like shade at him.
That's so fucking cool. Oh my god. I'm really getting my fill of toxic men.
That's your
I'm
butt,
really happy.
by the way.
But
Saber has no clue about any of this, but we're gonna treat you, reader. There are only two things that are clear. That the man before her is her enemy, and that he has named himself.
You have me at a loss. Now that you've named yourself, my honor as a knight compels me to name myself in return.
Are you going to reveal who you are?
Good Saber.
Saber's answering voice is heavy. It is a great risk for her to speak her true name. She cannot speak her true name no matter what torture she might endure, and she had no intention of revealing it either. But that is nothing more or less than to achieve victory. There is no way by which she could sully her faith as a knight for such a thing.
You called yourself Kojiro, didn't you? Oh, servant assassin. I am.
Never mind. So you were an opponent who, if I gave my name to you, could have to name yourself in return? No. It was I who was tagless. Black. Ascending the steps with peerless grace, Assassin confronts Saber. I never thought to know my enemy through such a thing. For us to know our enemy, these swords are enough, no? Am I wrong, oh servant Saber? Oh, I like him!
Oh my goodness.
It's not so surprising, is it? I do not know what it is that you wield, but the killing intent that enfolds you belongs to a swordsman. Such a dazzlingly beautiful spirit of swordsmanship. Who could you be if not for Saber? He's so lame he loops back around to being cool. Another step.
I'm so buying into it. I fucking love this guy.
Assassin descends the stone stairs and thrusts the tip of his long sword towards Saber. I do not need to know your true name. It is enough simply that the servant called Saber will fall here beneath my blade. There is nothing for us to say with words. In the first place, that is what servants are, is it not? This is how Shinji sees himself.
I don't think Shinji sees himself like at all.
The swordsman smiles cheerfully.
I see. Certainly it is, as you say.
Answering him, Saber retakes her stance. Good. Let us fight then, Saber. I'll have you show me your technique, said to be the finest of all servants. Silver light leaps forth, firm against supple. The battle between two thoroughly different swordsmen began beneath the light of the moon. And the interlude stops. It just stops. No, I want to see!
Cruel.
Also, look. A longsword said to be carried by the swordsman Sasaki Kojiro. Mono Hoshizao, literally laundry hanging pole, is only a nickname, and its real name is unknown. According to records, it is said to be 90 centimeters long, but the Mono Hoshizao assassin wields in this story is 150 centimeters long, and its range is about that of a spear. In a real battle, long range translates directly into advantage, but when you are talking about a sword, it must be admitted that such a length is out of the question. It will be effective in a one-on-one battle, but its length and weight would trouble the user in a large-scale combat. There are no swordsmen able to use this longsword satisfactorily other than Assassin, who has skills surpassing human limitation.
Two things. One, I know exactly where to find this weapon in Dark Souls 2. Secondly, just responding to what was said in chat, I was always, like, not a fan of the big, like, Monster Hunter dresses, like the Rathian armor and stuff like that, but after playing Fate, I have suddenly gained an appreciation for them. I'm like, oh, I see it. It's like a fem knight. Okay, I get it.
Sasaki Kojiro, Master Unknown, Presence Concealment D, hides one's presence as a servant, suitable for spying. We know nothing, absolutely, except, Wait, let me check if this is the translation patch. I can change it back to the regular English. Yeah, we're waking up, I know. Status. No, huh? It's just empty. Interesting. That is so interesting, actually. Why is it so empty? We know his name.
Because he can conceal his identity as a servant.
This is as it changes invisibility caused by a visual interference, also called the sixth sense, or prescience, an innate talent to sense danger. Novel phantasm, we don't know, we just don't know.
We just don't fucking know. So, okay, who does that leave?
Caster.
Is it just Caster?
I think it's just Caster. Let me double check. We know Saber, obviously.
Lancer, Archer, yeah, shit.
Lancer,
oh, fuck.
Archer, Rider, Caster, Unknown, Assassin, and Berserker. We have one left.
Oh, that's exciting.
Saber is definitely what inspired those in Monster Hunter, huh?
I 100% believe it. Like, just based on, like, the shape of armor that they use, the way they're designed, the way it's, like, where the armor is over the dress, 100%, it's gotta be.
Oh. I wake up to a pain like my chest is burning. I have a feeling like I had some kind of ominous dream. What the... My chest hurts. It feels like my heart has grown hot. No, if I had to pick one or the other, it's more like my heart has had heat forced into it from outside. From outside? A big suspicion. Before I can even consider what is nagging at the back of my mind is, my body leaps outside. Oh, the boy knows. Oh, the boy knows. Saber, are you here? I open the screen and run into Saber's room. She's not here. She didn't. No, of course she did. That she's not here means that she must have gone to the Ryuudon't temple by herself. You goddamn idiot! You're not even fully healed, so why would you go out of your way to... My overflowing anger makes my head hurt. Why won't she listen to me? I never said that I didn't want to fight. I just didn't want her to get hurt like that again. Fate is one of those things like Kamen Rider or JoJo, where it's actually super old, so more things than you'd think reference it, yeah? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Getting depressed about it won't solve anything. Even if it's late now, I need to hurry to the Ryuudon't temple. I can't allow Saber to fight by herself. No, I don't know if I can be any help, even if I do go, but even so, there must be something I can do. Please call Rin. You idiot. You're a girl, so listen to what people tell you a little more.
Shiro.
There's the Shiro fucking...
Stop fucking doing that.
Oh, this boy. This fucking boy. I run. Without even getting changed. He's just... No, right, he couldn't be in his pajamas because he was training, so he probably... I don't know what clothes he's in. Who fucking knows? I leap outside, grab the bicycle sitting by the front door, and take off at full speed. Saber! I race down the hill without even slowing down. Even if I hurry, it's 40 minutes to Ryuudon't temple. Oh god. I don't know when Saber left, so anyway, I have to catch up to her as soon as I can. I'm so nervous. Oh, second interlude.
Oh, jeez.
The points of their blades cross. The paths of their swords swung countless times. The repeated clashing of their swordsmanship. Sword and katana repel each other and scatter sparks into the air. Their contest has surpassed dozens of blows, and yet it has allowed not the slightest change in their positions. Assassin standing atop the stairs has retreated not a step, and Saber, trying to rush up those stone steps, unable to close the range even a single step herself, has futilely wasted both time and energy. The music too.
This is so fucking cool.
Saber steps forward for some dozenth time, easily swinging his nearly 2-meter long sword. Assassin completely blocks Saber's advance. No, it's not such an easy thing as to say he completely blocked it. If Saber's swordsmanship is like a lightning bolt, then Assassin's longsword is like a gale. Although the speed and weight of his strikes are no match for Saber's, their supple and graceful pathing deflects every one of the Saber's blows. And then his sword thrust, thus thrown back, increases its speed, becoming a gust of wind that, and turning back towards Saber's neck. I love the description.
One of my favorite things that they do a ton in this writing is where, like, they'll say something and then go, well, no, and then clarify it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just it puts you in a mood and then alters it. It's like a very interesting writing device that I haven't seen used this much before.
It kind of takes you for a little ride.
Yeah, it takes you for a little ride. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Towards Saber stepping in after evading that attack by a hair, the longsword she ought to have evaded returns again without a moment's pause. Against Saber's straightforward swordsmanship, Assassin's swordsmanship traces a curve. Assassin's strokes are graceful, but because they trace an arc, they do not take the shortest distance. In which case, they shouldn't arrive in time to meet Saber's blows, and yet Assassin has some ability to nullify that difference. Oh, it's like something you could see in oral storytelling, where the teller is relaying a story, reeling you in.
That is exactly the feeling. It's like it is written as though it's being spoken to you, like the person is observing it in real time.
Oh, Saber holds for advance. Her sword will not reach Assassin's counter-attacking longsword in time. Gauging that the only way to evade it is a retreat, she instantly leaps backwards. Assassin's swordsmanship is disarmingly beautiful, but at the same time, so fast that it is difficult to follow. Is that contradiction something born of Assassin's own skill? Or is it the result of the disadvantageous position of challenging an opponent on the high ground above her? Even if she is unable to come to a certain conclusion, she evades Assassin's follow-up stroke and bats aside the point thrust at her throat with her own sword. You like that how this isn't deep into Fate's lore, so the character's name is just what they are? It isn't exactly that. It is a device, actually, to stop people from knowing. Like, it is presented earlier in the game, where they're hiding. The Achilles example is the best one. If you know that the serpent you're facing is Achilles, you know to go for the fucking Achilles heel. Go for the feetsies.
Get his fucking feet.
By the time she realizes it, she has retreated a few more steps. It is such a long sword. It should be easy to get inside his range if she can parry the sword even once, but she's unable to do that no matter what she does. Her opponent's surpassing skill and a position of absolute disadvantage. At the fact that if this were level ground, that longsword couldn't give her nearly so much trouble, Saber bites her lip. Toms, please. Truly, that is difficult to deal with. I never imagined that an invisible sword should prove to be so troublesome. Assassin stands immovable. For him, this is nothing more than a defensive battle. There's no need for him to needlessly chase after the retreating Saber, and no chance that he could abandon the position of advantage he holds over her. Looking at you, this is the first time that you've seen a katana, is it not?
White!
My technique is rather unorthodox. Against a normal opponent, I could have cut off their head with my first strike. I'm thrilled that you have been able to defend yourself against this thus far, Saber.
Oh, this guy.
And what's more, your own attacks are magnificent. To produce such swordsmanship from that tiny body, you must have trained yourself well indeed. Short! Perhaps because there's no need for him to chase her, Assassin calmly looks down at Saber. Give me one moment, I need to check one thing very quickly.
Are you looking for his height?
176 centimeters versus 154!
Short!
She's so fucking short! He relaxes his grip, and the point of his sword wavers. But she cannot see that as an opening and step in. This man has no stance to begin with. If he weren't able to swing his katana from any posture, he wouldn't be able to use such a long sword. What is it? Surely this can't be the end? That invisible sword isn't just for show, is it? Wink.
I love this guy. Always with your bantering.
Oh, sword and katana collide. Got it! Longsword stops in the empty air with a clang. Assassin grins at his katana that stopped the invisible sword in midair, and like that, he turns her sword aside. And Saber deflects the flash that swept at her neck. Saber knows herself. That she has been able to defend herself against assassins and familiar swordsmanship thus far is entirely by virtue of her sword. An invisible sword confuses her enemy's senses both in attack and defense. Because of that, Assassin is conservative in his follow-throughs. So long as he doesn't know the length of Saber's weapon, it is too dangerous for him to press the attack himself. If there is a time that Assassin could move to finish Saber off, that could be... Saber swings to smash Assassin's bro. At that blow, Assassin retreats just slightly and completely avoids it. Well now, with this, I have its measure at last. The blade is more than 3 shakun lengths and approximately 4 sun wide. I guess sun wide. Its shape is... as you'd expect from your name, it is an archetypal Western sword, no? Although he speaks coolly, just how excellent his judgment is goes without saying. The narration is just building him up so fucking cool. Saber's blows are so fast that it could be difficult to follow them even if her sword were not invisible. I just realized something. This is an interlude. In the previous ones, the narration was very tinted by Shiro. This is just the unfiltered narration. That's why it has been feeling, like, different.
Interesting.
Seeing that he has defended himself completely and even grasped the full picture of an invisible sword.
I don't believe it. You've managed to measure my sword without using any magic, without even fully committing to the fight?
Girl, you just don't talk well. Oh, are you surprised? But this is just a carnival trick. My style is unorthodox, and so I've only become skilled at such tricks.
I see. Your battle was to sweep my sword aside without ever blocking it directly. You say that your style is unorthodox, but is that just a euphemism for your cowardice?
Oh, Saber shot throwing shade.
Oh shit.
No. Please forgive me the discourtesy of not committing to my fight with you. If nothing else, this long sword you see, if I cross swords with you, it will certainly break. I'm sure for you fighting is fundamentally a contest of strength, but I cannot do such a thing. I cannot match blades with you, nor compete with you in strength. Katana is such a thing to begin with. Western swords chop through things with their weight and their power, but our katana slice through them with speed and technique.
Folded over 1,000 times.
It's logical then, for fighting styles not to match, no? Well, but like this, it rather takes the pleasure out of it. It's about time, isn't it, Saber? Stop hiding what you've got in your hand.
Assassin, are you implying that I've been holding back against you?
Are you saying that you haven't? I don't know what your plan is, but for you to fight me with your sword still in its sheath, I'm insulted. Are you saying there's no need for you to show your true strength against the likes of me?
So fucking cool.
Oh. Oh. That face says I'll get no reply. Very well. Then this is the end. If you intend to be so grudging, then I shall show you my secret technique first. Oh! Saying that, the long-sword-wielding swordsman saunters down the steps to stand across from Saber. Huh? For Assassin to abandon the advantage of the high ground is the same as admitting defeat. Assassin is certainly an experienced swordsman, but that is because of the ground on which he was standing, an exceptional swordsman. If they fight on the same footing, Saber can bat Assassin's sword aside with a single blow, and like that she can even cut off his head. Assassin must know that as well. So why then? Take up your sword. If you don't, you will die, Saber. Saber's intuition reacts to that prompt voice. That is the truth. That Assassin has calmed down to her level is not an advantage for her at all. That intuition that has led her across countless battlefields warns her of her own mistake. She instantly raises the invisible sword. She has no time to hesitate. She need only cut him down before Assassin can swing his long sword. The distance between the two of them is less than 3 meters. Facing that range that Saber could cross in an instant, Assassin raises his blade. That is a stance that he has not shown her yet in this fight. He can. Saber steps in. The long sword no longer has any meaning. Now that she has crossed inside his range, its length is not but a hindrance. But swallow reversal! There it is! Such a normal logic is meaningless before this swordsman. A lightning bolt falls. With speed surpassing even Saber's, a devilish blow that falls straight down upon her. But she couldn't be the Saber if she couldn't block such an attack. She instantly turns her upraised sword to defend herself and deflects the attack that Assassin swung with all his strength. You're mine. Even Assassin will be vulnerable while he recovers from that attack being deflected. In that less than a second long interval, in the instant she tries to sweep through Assassin's belly. Instantly, trusting only in her intuition, Saber hurls herself down the stone stairs. She rolls down the steps as though to flee. She doesn't even try to cushion her fall.
Dark Souls panic rolling.
Saber just desperately hurls her body to the ground, and without even slowing her descent, she rolls down the stairs. Double check! I love the slight tilt of the angle on this. That was so good!
The Durst technique.
Saber stops her descent and climbs back to her feet. At the locus of her gaze, there is only this longsword-wielding swordsman leisurely standing on the steps. Oh, so you dodged my secret technique, just as you'd expect from the Saber. You're altogether a different matter from a swallow. I fucking hope so!
Oh, is that me?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to hear the voices. I can't believe it. But just now, it can't be.
What? It's not such an impressive bit of artistry. I just happened to hit on the idea of cutting down a swallow, and merely learned how one might do such a thing.
Fuck birds.
He raises the longsword just slightly, as though to trace the movement of the devilish attack that just made Saber shiver in fear. Can you see it, Saber? Swallows, you see, they evade your sword by feeling the movement of the air. Fast or slow makes no difference. Whatever sword you might use, you can't swing it without disturbing the air, can you? They feel that disturbance in the air and they change the direction they fly off in. And so, no matter what sort of strike I use, I couldn't cut the swallow from the air. After all, my sword only has a single blade. It makes perfect sense that I couldn't be able to catch a swallow that can fly in any direction. So then, all you need to do is enclose the paths by which they might escape. Attack the swallow with one strike, while you cut off the paths the swallow will escape to with another two. But they're fast little bastards! In the first place, with this long sword, the second strike wasn't fast enough. If I wished to succeed, I would have to do it in the space of a single breath, almost simultaneously, but such a skill is beyond mortal ken. I accepted that it was something I could never be able to do, but... unfortunately, I had nothing better to do with my time. They say that determination is the key to success, but before I realized it, it was actually true. A ridiculous idea to cut a swallow from the sky became a secret technique to create a prison from a multitude of blades. At his dispassionate words, Saber shakes her head internally. That's wrong. The attack he made just now was not such a simple thing as that. Almost simultaneously? Don't be ridiculous. The two blades existed exactly simultaneously. For just that single instant, two copy of Assassin's Sasaki Kojiro's longsword certainly existed.
A multidimensional refractory phenomenon. A servant who has reached the level of a noble phantasm with no magic at all, merely through pure technique.
I do love the notes. I do love the notes. If there's anything to be astonished by, that's it. In that single attack, she clearly understood. Sasaki Kojiro has no noble phantasm of the sort wielded by heroic spirits. All he has is just this demonic attack, birthed from a godlike skill.
That's so fucking cool. Oh my god.
It's unbelievable, but this man, with his mere human body, is capable of standing on equal footing with heroic spirits armed with noble phantasms. The Rock Lily of Fate. Kaleidoscope guy, yeah, mentioned.
He was literally just like, yeah, so I thought I'd try and cut a bird out of the sky, and then I realized I'd never be able to do that. But then I kept trying, and, well...
Also, I don't know if this will be mentioned later. It is kind of irrelevant to the... like, it is technically a bit of a spoiler, but not a spoiler in the sense that it's revealed later or anything. It's like a curiosity of the depth of the universe. What he's doing is close... like, remember the difference between magecraft and magic? Like the big capital M magic and the magecraft that people use?
Yeah.
That is bordering on magic. That is bordering on the big M. This man just was so fucking bored and wanted to cut a sparrow so bad that he literally broke physics.
Mans said, fuck birds.
But what are birds?
Spies for the government.
Fate is often a series that is written under a philosophy of, hey, couldn't that be cool or what? But my footing was bad, you see. The miracle of Tsubame Gaeshi normally has 3 blades. If it were just a little wider here, I could have added the horizontal stroke.
No doubt. Without that, it would be incomplete. If they're all simultaneous, then the second stroke will be too slow. In order to be prepared for that, there has to be a third stroke to prevent escape to the side.
One of the differences is magecraft works within a lot of physical laws and makes slight adjustments, and magic just breaks them. Yeah, it just breaks physics. You catch on quickly. That must be why you were able to dodge my secret technique. Magnificent, Saber. I curse myself for being summoned to such a world as this, but only until now. If I can have the contest I was never allowed in life, a battle where I can employ my secret technique to my satisfaction, then truly, there is worth to my summoning.
Oh fuck, dude, that's so cool. I love this guy, oh my god.
Sasaki is very fucking cool.
Every time there's a new character, I'm just like, oh wow, they're so amazing, they're perfect.
Retaking his grip on his sword, Assassin descends the steps. His aim must be for Saber's neck. Right now, Saber has no confidence that she could dodge his secret technique a second time. Just like Lancer's Gaebolg, Assassin's Tsubame Gaeshi is something that she cannot allow him to use. No, differently from Gaebolg, which can be dealt with once you know its true nature to always aim for the heart, even knowing about Assassin's unavoidable secret technique, there is almost no countermeasures against it. If there is one, it is only not to let him use it in the first place. If she is to be victorious, it will be only be by delivering her strongest attack before Assassin can use his secret technique a second time. I just realized. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, we have a swordsman that uses a very long sword, who has a secret attack that just does a flurry of attacks in an instant that is completely unavoidable, and the key to victory is to just not let him do it in the first place, because you just cannot fucking dodge it. He's Malenia. This is a waterfall dance situation.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking the same thing.
He's waterfall dancing!
Son of a bitch. I see. Certainly it seems you are not an enemy I could afford to hold back against.
I know it's very Sephiroth-esque, but come on. Her hands drop to a low guard. Lowering them as though to drop the point of the invisible sword to the ground, Saber glares at Assassin stepping in towards her. Aww. I see. So you've finally come around, have you, Saber? Oh, that's again the stunts! He's doing he even does the fucking stunts before.
This is so sick.
Stopping his descent of the stairs, Assassin takes up the stance of his death blow once more, gallantly facing him. Oh!
I too have no complaints. Can you take my attack, servant assassin?
Oh! Oh! Saber releases her own restraints.
Oh, I feel it.
The air shakes. As though in response to her will, her sword releases a great wind. Assassin recoils slightly. The strength of the wind released from Saber is extraordinary. Never mind Assassin, even the thick and sturdy trees around the temple gate creak and shake. It was a gust of wind almost like an explosion. The sealed air is released and bursts in all directions. A gale that could easily blow away a person or two is released from Saber's sword. That is the power of her sword. The boundary field of the Wind King is a sword that seals the wind, just as its name implies. The sword, wrapped in compressed wind, refracts the light around it and appears to be transparent. Releasing that wind produces this kind of phenomenon. The unsealed air searches for a place to escape and bursts chaotically in all directions. Notice what is happening here? This is not even an attack. This is her releasing the sword.
Oh my god, that's so fucking cool.
During that interval, what allows her to freely control the raging winds is the command magic placed upon her sword. Saber, with her vast stockpile of magical energy, had most likely maintained this boundary field for a few minutes. As proof of that, even after releasing all of this wind, her sword is still as transparent as ever. This is just like a typhoon, but the strength of the raging wind does not abate. The wind released from Saber's sword now raises its head and bears down on Assassin like a snake.
That's so evocative.
This can't be all there is. I will have you show me what's behind all of this, Saber. In the midst of the gale that crushes his eyes, Assassin closes the distance. Saber's arms move, as though to strike back against Assassin, calmly walking into the raging gale that allows no advance. The sword of rapid winds roars. And the interlude is over!
Oh my gosh.
Oh! What the hell is that? Well, oh, I guess we got an update on Assassin's skills. No Phantasm? None? Yeah, okay. We got a couple extra skills, knowledge from him. Anti-personal demonic sword, an ultimate ability that slices the opponent with 3 arcs at the same time. It is said to be a multi-dimensional refracting phenomenon. It is an unavoidable attack, though in a different sense than that of Gaybolg. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it so much.
This is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. Fate is so cool.
What greets me when I arrive at the Ryuudon't temple is the sound of a wind like a typhoon. It's listed as a skill rather than a noble phantasm, right? Right?
Oh my gosh.
He just fucking does it.
He can just do that.
Over there. That's Saber, isn't it? At the top of the stairs, before the temple gate, an armored form that looks like Saber and someone dressed in a kimono are facing off. The wind is whirling with Saber at the center, and the trees are groaning desperately like Saber might blow them over. God damn it! How am I supposed to get through this? I can't keep my eyes open against the blasting wind. With my head down, I somehow manage to make it to the stairs, but the wind only gets stronger still. Like this, it's impossible! I can't get near Saber. I can see that Saber is fighting someone far above, but I can't do anything. No, in the first place, even if I did manage to get up there through this wind, all I'd be is a burden to her. Again, my left hand throbs with pain. The command spell engraved on the back of my hand is aching. I don't know what that means, but each time that my hand throbs, I can't help it if I remember that scene now, can I? Crap, like this, it's hopeless. Oh. I shut my eyes and reach my hand out to the stairs. Lowering my body to the ground so the wind won't blow me away, I kneel down on the stone steps. The wind only gets stronger. I don't know what's happening at the top, but there's an overflowing of magical energy so massive that even an amateur mage like me can feel it. And Mia getting attacked by all his syndromes at once. Oh, this poor boy. I feel so bad for him.
This is so interesting.
Command spell drops. As though to warn me of the roaring of the wind and whatever it is it's happening up above. Wait. Could this be Saber's magical energy? But in that case, what the hell does she think she's doing in her state? No, even more than that, is it okay for her to be doing this at all? Saber can't recover her magical energy. Then she can't just go around using it willy-nilly. If I don't take charge of fighting and stop Saber at just helping me, then sooner or later her magical energy is going to run out. I stand up and charge up the steps. This is no time to be crawling on the ground. I don't know what Saber intends to do, but anyways, I have to stop her. Huh? Is it just happenstance that I was able to dodge it? Right before my eyes, I rush up to the temple gate. Something like a dagger flies by in front of me. Who's there? I cast my gaze off the staircase, out into the forest growing on the mountainside. There's no mistake. I didn't notice because of this wind, but there's another person lurking close by. Fuck you! Quit skulking around and get out here. Mia! Mia? Fuck you?
I wasn't expecting something to so direct. Just fuck you.
I have like added swears to this game occasionally when the mood was right. I didn't expect you to actually say fuck you.
I didn't think Shiro was allowed to say fuck.
I feel like Shiro is the kind of person that could apologize after this.
Yeah. Says fuck, but says sorry.
I raised my voice. That which should have disappeared into inaudibility in the violent wind echoed so loudly up the stairs that it surprised even me. The wind stopped. I look up to the temple gate. There. Uh-oh. It's a kimono-clad man wielding a longsword and saber, visible from behind. Ooh. Hold it right there, Saber. Someone is trying to steal a glance at that hidden sword of yours. The man in the kimono speaks, a thin smile on his lips. His gaze, like mine, is directed out into the forest on the mountainside. If we keep going like this won't be a contest just between us. Perhaps they mean to shamelessly attack whichever of us survives, or perhaps they're merely here to steal a glance at your sword? Hey Tom! Yeah, the savior of France! Sasaki Kojiro! So for context, the first singularity in Fate Grand Order takes place in France, and the main enemies are dragons, which are classified as Rider, and Assassin has class advantage against Rider. So
Gotcha.
Kojiro, who is a low rarity servant in that game, is what many people rely on. So
The
he's
savior of France.
the savior of France! Dragons are just bigger sparrows.
I mean, I can't argue with that.
Either way, it's not an especially agreeable proposition, is it? He speaks boredly and begins ascending the steps.
Wait, do you mean to leave our battle unfinished, assassin?
If you say that you will pass through the temple gate, then we shall decide it. Whomever they are, I will allow no one to pass this threshold. But unfortunately, that is the full extent of my role. If you retreat, I have no intention of stopping you. Well, that clown skulking about out there is a different matter though. Against an opponent I don't like, I will die before I allow them to pass, nor will I allow them to return home alive. Clown!
It's Jackie.
Jackie was just trying to peek. The man called Assassin clacks his way up the stone steps. You've been played, Saber. Although I didn't notice the presence of another here either. If things had gone on as they were, I might have tasted the full measure of your skill, but we were intruded upon at the worst time. Though in your case, perhaps it was fortunate.
Don't you hate when you just get walked in on?
Saber hangs her head in her chagrin. Chagrin?
Chagrin.
The bloodlust that filled the air fades away. Not because of Assassin's Wars, but likely because Saber herself felt that it was no longer advantageous to fight here. Look, someone has even come to get you. That boy over there is your master, is he not? You should go before Peeping Tom chooses to target that boy instead. Also, just... The boy.
I really like this guy.
Are you satisfied, Soja? You've been waiting so long. So long to see this boy. With that, Assassin disappeared. I guess that must have been a declaration that he won't interfere so long as we don't continue onward. Immensely satisfied. Saber doesn't say anything. She just shows me her back and stands there vacantly. Saber! Even when I call to her, there's no answer. When I race up the stairs, deciding that it really is strange. Suddenly, the armor that was protecting Saber vanishes. Defenseless, wrapped only in her blue dress, without even turning back around to me, her body sways gently from side to side. I catch Saber in my arms to keep her from falling back onto the stairs. Without moving even a muscle, Saber painfully shut her eyes and lost consciousness. The girl!
No!
This poor girl! I finally made it home. Carrying Saber in my arms, it took me 2 hours to get here from Ryuudon't Temple. I was worried about all kinds of things, but in any case, we managed to make it safely home. With a grunt, I lower Saber down onto the floor of the hallway. Saber really is light. He only weighs about 40 kilos, so normally it wouldn't tire me out this much. That's in the case you're carrying unmoving baggage or something. I didn't know that carrying a sleeping person, a girl at that, would be such hard work.
Remember, kids, if the cops try and arrest you, go limp.
That girl is somehow 88 pounds. Ah. In particular, it's not the physical, but the mental strain that's heavy. I can't help if I got distracted by the softness of her skin when I pick her up, or the gentle, regular thrum of her breathing so very close to me. Honey! Shiro! This man is such a fucking virgin! Holy shit! I am with Rin. This man is the biggest virgin. Good grief, why did she suddenly pass out like that? I looked down at the sleeping Saber. He's not immune to Saber. No one is. It's not as though she completely lost consciousness. Even if she's sleeping, the sleep of the dead, she looks like her eyes might snap open if I call her name. Oh, damn it. I had a mountain of things I wanted to say to her when I ran out of the house, but seeing her sleeping face like this, I can't very well say anything now, can I? It's fine. I'll make sure I give you an earful when you wake up, Saber. I whispered to her. And in the instant I reach out to pick Saber up in my arms again... Well, I guess it's fine. What your tastes are and what you're doing don't have anything to do with me after all. For some reason, even though it's after 2 in the morning, Tosaka appears in the hallway. It's not what you think! It's not what you think!
Good lord.
What? You look like you've seen a ghost. I'm not complaining or anything, so you can keep going. I just got out to take a drink. Cryptid! No, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're completely wrong. It's kind of a long story, but in short, I was just trying to take Saber to her room, but did you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah? Well, more or less. Liar! That sounds like you don't understand at all! I'm telling you that I get it. Saber went off to fight by herself and you went to stop her, right? And you ran into some kind of trouble, Saber passed out and you came back. How's that? Does that cover it? She's so fucking genre-aware!
God.
Yeah. Amazing. You're right on all points, but how are you able to know all that? It was pretty obvious. There's a pretty good chance that Saber would go off to fight by herself, and if a servant starts fighting, that's relayed to their master. That's why I pretty well expected that something like this may happen. I see. That's fine, I guess. Does that mean that Tosaka knew that Saber was going to fight? So what are you going to do? Weren't you taking Saber to her room? If you let her sleep here, I think she'll catch a cold. Servant or no servant. Yeah, I'm saying I was going to take Saber to her room just now. I was just about to pick her up, but... It's hard to do it when you're staring at me like that! Tosaka, sorry, but would you mind carrying Saber? Me? I guess I don't mind. Then could you go put on some tea? I'm a little bit interested in what happened to you two. So Tosaka's just like, are you giving me free reign to just touch her right now? Because I fucking
mean it
will.
for real.
With a heave, Tosaka picks Saber up in her arms. I'm curious why she's so frightfully understanding, but since she's asked me to, I should go put on some tea.
I'm over here like reeling. Like, I used to work at a warehouse and I used to lift packages that are heavier than Saber.
You could, in fact, bridal carry Saber if you summoned her.
I used to pick Saber equivalent packages and carry them like across a warehouse floor all night. Like, baffling. Absolutely baffling.
Oh God. There is actually there's a couple of images around where, you know, it's always the same. Because of Japanese just kinda height standards and stuff. Heights and weights are always kind of diminished when they are given to you in like stat screens and all of that. So there's people who give Saber like knight appropriate beef. I like when people go out of their way to like bump them up.
You showed me that one of like Saber's back like a while ago. That was pretty great.
Good haul around Saber working at Target.
Yeah, exactly.
Tosaka took Saber and headed for my room. As for me, I went to the kitchen and started making tea. Even knows the picture. Even knows the picture too. Everyone knows the picture.
God bless. God bless.
It's a really good one because it's by someone who actually does like era appropriate like armor on like different characters. And there's like some cool armor designs for Saber. As for me, I went to the kitchen and started making tea. When she says tea, she doesn't mean Japanese tea, does she? But if she's asking for black tea, we only have it in tea bags here. Well, there's no help if we don't have any. Deciding that if she wants to complain, she can do it as much as she likes, I put on some bagged black tea. Shiro, do you have a minute? Ah, Tosaka's back. Yeah, wait a minute. I'll be there in a sec. I put 2 people's worth of tea bags into a pot and head for the living room. Then...
losing my shit. Yeah, Saber's back. We've all seen it. Oh. Like, fucking... Okay, cool. Everyone knows. Great.
Standing
I'm
next
glad
to...
we're all on the same page. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Standing next to Tosaka is Saber, changed back into her western clothes. Saber! Oh, weren't you asleep? She was sleeping, but it wasn't such a long sleep, so she just woke up. I guess she must have tried to use an enormous amount of magical energy all at once, and it seems like her body shut off by itself as a result. Look, it's like a circuit breaker. That thing that keeps a circuit from shorting out by forcibly cutting the power to it. Saber sullenly and indifferently listens to Tosaka's explanation. You! Seeing her looking just the same as always, instantly, my mountain of complaints is resurrected. Hey Saber, did you understand what it is you did? How could I not? Oh, that's you right.
Yeah, give me a sec. Everything froze.
Oh no.
Oh, we're good. How could I not? I went to the Ryuudon't temple, and there I fought with assassin. Partway through, we realized that we were being observed by a third servant, and we broke off our fight.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm asking you why you fought at all. Rin.
Servants fight is a matter of course. You should ask yourself, Shiro, as my master, why are you telling me not to fight?
No, that's... Now that I've decided to fight as a master, I can't avoid battle. I know that I'm contradicting myself in telling Saber not to fight, but even if that's true... Come on, trauma. We're getting a lot of mileage out of this fucking CG. I can't allow a scene like that to happen again.
I wish to ask you something myself. You seem to hate fighting, Shiro, but do you truly believe that you can survive the Holy Grail War like that? If we follow your policy, we will not only be defeated, or will we not only be defeated by another master?
I like how she's saying that even though going there was demonstrably a terrible idea. Listen. Saber is extremely cool. She's a ferocious knight, an incredible fighter. We never said that she was like extremely smart, you know? Don't worry about her. Of course not. I won't hesitate to protect myself from danger, and I don't intend to let myself be killed without doing anything either. Oh, Jackie Raid! Hi! Hello,
Oh,
hello!
We were just talking about you.
Hi, hello! Official and unofficial Jackie Mayer's raid. Thank you, hon. Hello.
They mentioned a clown in the last scene, and I said it was you.
Yeah, Jackie was watching and waiting for the moment to send the people here. I won't hesitate to protect myself from danger, and I don't intend to let myself be killed without doing anything either. It's just that, totally separately from that, I don't want Saber to fight. You're wrong. It's not that I hate fighting, I just... It's surely a much simpler thing than that. In short, It's wrong for girls to get hurt. As a man, I can't let that pass. So that's why, if I were going to let you fight, I'm going to fight myself.
Shiro.
Shiro.
Dear. Buddy. Buddy. That's us right now.
Ren, holy shit.
Are you saying you won't allow me to fight because I'm a woman? Oh god, my cough's coming back. I'm laughing too hard.
Rin is like, this fucking boy, he's so fucking stupid. God, I want to step on him so bad.
Rin looks like she wants to cry. She's just so done.
She's ready to just strangle Shiro at this point.
Buddy, after everything, it's been days. She's saved your life multiple times. Are you really still on this?
Shirobinism.
No wonder Shinji asked him to team up. Are you mad? Servants exist to protect their masters. It's natural for us to be injured, and we are no more than tools summoned for such a purpose. The sex of a servant is irrelevant, and in the first place, do you intend to treat me like a woman in spite of my status as a warrior? Please retract what you just said, Shiro.
Thank you, Saber! Thank you! Saber narrows her eyes and steps in closer to me. But I'm not going to allow myself to be forced down by her threatening attitude.
I'm not going to be beaten by a woman.
But that's such a tiny body that even I can pick up in my arms. Oh, he's... Oh. This ring...
It looks like it's loading online.
Oh, weird. Also, can I, just in case it's actually stopped for some reason, I really want to point out for a moment, your sexism was so bad it killed the stream. No! It's back. Okay, it's back.
Is it back? Are we
Apparently.
good? Is everything fine, gang?
I was going to say, there is layers to that headcanon of a trans guy, Shiro and Miya, you know?
Right?
When you consider what's going on, when you consider, like, this kind of, like, oh, also, I can't help but see this as what it is, like, an excuse. This boy is so traumatized by having seen Saber get so fucked up for him, and he's such a self-sacrificial fucking idiot that he's trying to justify his unwillingness to have someone suffer for his own sake. And then first, the only thing that comes to his fucking mind is being a chauvinist.
I'm literally, like, there are tears in my eyes. I'm laughing so fucking hard at just like, you're a woman, Saber.
Aw, a ton of Shiro's whack sexism moments is more from how many issues he has than being sexist. Yep. This is 100% an excuse. Yeah, amazing how much context helps these iconic meme lines.
So yeah, for sure. Like, in context, it completely makes sense why he would feel this way. He's got a crazy protector complex, but also, are you crazy? You're a woman, idiot.
Also, sorry. Like hell, I'm going to take it back. I'll admit that you might be strong, Saber, but you're still a girl, right? Don't get caught up in such pointless things, you idiot.
Are you not the one fixating on trifles? I don't believe it, but do you mean to say that you can't stand the thought of being protected by a woman? I'm already a heroic spirit, so do yourself a favor and forget about such trivial foolishness.
Oh, and Saber just calling him out on his fucking bullshit. She's like, hello, I am already a fucking hero. I am a knight that people respect and talk about and that has been fucking inscribed on the throne of heroes. Oh my god, she's so offended, I love her. Trivial foolishness? Oh, for God's sake. Even if it's fine for you, it's not for me. Anyway, it was a mistake to have someone fight in my place. There it is. There it is. There it is. He said the quiet part. Loud. Okay, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I once saw a saying that Shiro is the most mentally unwell protagonist in anything. But he's probably one of the most mentally well-adjusted people in Fate Stay Night.
These things are not mutually exclusive, and I think they're both true.
Yeah. Also, to be fair, growing up with Taiga probably messes with your concept of gender role.
I don't really think so, because it doesn't seem like Shiro sees Taiga much like a person, more like an animal that he has to care with, or care for. Yeah. Not quite a pet. No. He owns a tiger sanctuary.
Yeah, exactly. I was literally thinking the exact same line of thought.
Shiro Tiger King confirmed.
Oh. I can't allow someone else to get hurt in my place. Protecting my powerless self. It's my responsibility to do the saving. Up until now, I've done my best to become someone who can help other people, just like that was. Oh man, he's like actually going through it. Oh, damn it, look, Anyway, I don't want you fighting, Saber. I'm going to do the fighting. You don't have any complaints with that, right? Since I'm saying we're going to fight just like you want to.
What? You do say some rash things, don't you? Do you really think that a human could fight a servant? Surely you must be able to feel that such a thing wouldn't even be a fight. Please think back to the time you were attacked by Lancer. If I hadn't appeared then, you certainly would have been killed. That would be the same no matter which servant you fought.
Ah, Christ on a fucking bike, holy shit. Also,
good lord.
Also, yeah, look at that saber pot. Look at this wet woman.
I fucking love her so much.
We won't know that if we don't try. Back then I was just totally unprepared, but now there are all kind of countermeasures with good prepared, so depending on how I do it, I could at least catch them off guard.
Literally Shiro. I could take him.
In a fight, right? Yes, in a fight.
Don't make me laugh. Any defense you prepared for yourself would be like paper.
That's quite a thing to say, Saber.
You were the one making light of servants, Shiro. That's some arrogance on your part, thinking that a human could stand a chance against a heroic spirit.
Saber and I glare at each other. Our argument is at an impasse, and there's no sign that we can reach any kind of middle ground. You're wrong, Saber. Isn't that Shiro is insulting servants? This conversation isn't going anywhere if you misunderstand that, so I'm going to cut in. Ooh? Are you going to fix things? Toss Karen, please?
Ring? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, in short, he just purely doesn't want you to get hurt. I don't know why, but Shiro is a ball of devotion and goodwill. Right? Saber is more important to you than you are, isn't she? That's not it. I haven't said that Saber is important to me or anything. That's an obvious lie. If that weren't the case, you couldn't be able to say you're going to fight yourself. I mean, you know yourself that you can't win against Servant, don't you? So to say that you're going to fight in spite of that, Saber's life must be more important than yours, right?
My Discord just completely recycled. I disconnected and reconnected, and we're still talking, and I feel disoriented.
Oh no!
What was Rin's argument? I missed the entirety of it.
Oh, one moment. Easily. You're wrong, Saber. It's not that Shiro is insulting servants. It's conversation. Yeah. In short, he just purely doesn't want you to get hurt. I don't know why, but Shiro is a ball of devotion and goodwill. Right? Saber is more important to you than you are, isn't she?
Oh wow, red for filth.
Yeah. That's not it. I haven't said that Saber is important to me or anything. That's an obvious lie. If that weren't the case, you couldn't be able to say you're going to fight yourself. I mean, you know yourself that you can't win against a servant, don't you? So to say that you're going to fight in spite of that, Saber's life must be more important than yours, right? And then... She just fucking called him out.
You can't just read this boy for filth.
No, certainly when she puts it like that, that is what it looks like, but... That's why you fight, even though it's ridiculous to do so. You'll try to win even though you know you can't. And you don't even care if the result of that will be your death. If you ask why, I don't know why this is, but it's because inside of you, other people are more important than yourself.
Rin! You can't just tell him that. Or maybe it'll work, actually.
No, I never meant for that to be the case, but... That's how it is. You understand, right, Saber? He's the kind of idiot who could throw himself in front of Berserker for you. That's why he's seriously saying that he's going to fight. You saw much of Tosaka's words got through to her. Saber takes a long, deep breath and turns back to me.
Shiro.
What is it, Saber?
I will accept your intention to fight, but in that case, I also have an idea.
Oh? So, what is it?
Sword training. I'll teach you the sword, as much as your time will allow it. If you will agree to that, then I will also accept your opinion.
What? In other words, is Saber saying that she's going to tutor me in swordsmanship? Because she's accepted that I'm going to fight from now on? Wait a second. That's just fun on your mind, Saber. You're going to teach Shiro the sword? Give me a break. There's no way that Shiro could stand a chance against a servant with something like that.
Of course not, but it's better than him not knowing. Wouldn't you agree? At the very least, it'll cause him to hesitate less in combat. After that, we'll have to bet on Shiro's own determination. But that's true of all battles, is it not? People who aren't suited to it won't learn no matter what you teach them.
Well, when you put it that way, I guess it's true. You'll never learn what it means to resolve to fight if you never actually do any fighting, will you?
Yes, so at least once. No, as much as our time will allow, I want to have Shiro experience death as a result of battle, and have him get used to fighting.
Like that, the two of them have a kind of dangerous sounding conversation.
Shiro, like, I'm in danger.
Wait a second, I haven't said a thing about being fine with this or any... Well, I suppose I'll give him a course in magic then. If Saber's going to train your body, I ought to foster your knowledge. Well, that was our promise from the beginning, so starting tomorrow, why don't we get down to the real thing? Oh, the danger!
Please do. If you'll do that for him, Rin, then I can focus solely on teaching him the sword.
It's fine. Well, if we are decided then, let's wrap this up. After all, tomorrow is going to be a plenty busy day. Waving goodbye, Tosaka disappears into the other building.
I should rest too. Please give yourself a break as well, Shiro. I'm going to have you sweat in the dojo tomorrow.
With a quick bow, Shiro also returns to her room. Nasu, your love of fandom is showing. I can't even say it's not the case.
Like, it's fruitless to try and argue against it, because at the end of the day,
it is.
We know who wrote this.
It is.
We know what's going on here.
All that's left in the living room. Wait a minute. Did they fucking shut the lights out on him too? All that's left in the living room is the totally untouched tea and a man dumbfoundedly standing totally still. Oh, but I haven't said anything about... Naturally, my murmur words are completely ignored. Well then, the situation, already confused enough that it is, seems to have taken an even stranger turn.
World's strongest will, world's biggest pushover.
I can't even begin to guess what my life will look like starting tomorrow. Let's go to bed. At the very least, I've got to conserve my strength. The body is the basis for everything. Well, if there's anything that I can do, it's just to cling to the pain and hope that if my body is in good shape, I can get through any torture.
Hard cut to him just getting the shit kicked out of him.
Oh my fucking god, this boy. This fucking boy. Sword of Magic 1. Oh. I think this is, Kiritsugu, and this may be you.
If I could, I'd rather that no one be sad. If I can help that as much as I'm able, I think that would be the easiest world to live in.
It was something that Kiritsugu said all the time. The man who, to me, was the very picture of a hero himself, told me that in his own mind, he was a failure. I didn't need it explained to me. My child's world and his grown-up world were too different, so the passing grade for a hero was very different as well. For me, as a child, this house was the whole world. So if I could protect that and Fujine, and myself, and the shit that I loved that was enough, I just tried to protect the things that I could see. But maybe Kiritsugu was trying to do something even about the parts that he couldn't.
I was foolhardy when I was young. I nurtured myself by cursing the cruelty of the world. If the world were heartless, then by making being even more heartless myself into a weapon, I could try to carry through my own ideals.
There are always people who can't be saved. You can't save everything. If to save 1,000, 500 have to slip from my fingers, I'll abandon 100 and let 900 live. That's the best way. In other words, that's the ideal, Kiritsugu once grumbled to me. Of course, I got angry. It made me incredibly mad. I mean, I knew that without him having to tell me. After all, I'd been saved that way myself. Such an obvious thing went without saying. But even so, I believe that a hero was someone who could save everyone in spite of that. And if it's idealistic, and if it's an impossible pipe dream, a hero is someone who could try to see it done.
Yeah, you're right, Shiro. The most important thing is the result, but separately from that, the heart that tries to make it so is.
Also, I had to fight vampires. Fucking vampires, Shiro. That was very important. Saying it because it will not actually show up in the game. Thank you. Is what? What did Kiritsugu say to me then? I can't really remember. In the first place, it's rare for me to remember something from so long ago. I must be in a pretty deep sleep. If I weren't, I couldn't be dreaming at all.
Shiro, please wake up. Isn't it time for breakfast?
Wait, is that Saber? See? As proof, isn't it pathetic that Saber has to come and wake me up?
It's all italicized text.
Oh. What? I groggily sit up in my futon. It's 6:30, and refreshing sunshine is pouring in from the outside. You have slept 3 hours and a half.
Now that is refreshing. Shiro, it's morning. Shouldn't you be making breakfast?
And Saber's face appears before my eyes. I overslept! Sorry, I'll get up right away.
I don't think there's any need for you to apologize to me, but it is true that you don't have time to take it easy. It seemed like Sakura and Rin were fighting over something just a little while ago.
I love that she was like, "Come on, please, Shiro. I want breakfast, please."
Shiro, I'm so fucking hungry.
Sakura and Tosuka were fighting? What the hell? White woman starving?
Man, wife, food now.
Wait a second. Don't force me into such a baffling situation first thing in the morning. Was that in Tosuka's room?
No, in the living room. I was just passing by, so I don't know what happened in detail.
Got it. Anyway, I'm gonna hurry. Then, before I do that, there's something I forgot.
What is it, Shiro?
Morning, Saber. Thanks for waking me up.
Aw.
Giving her a morning greeting, this time I do go out into the hallway. But what the hell is Tosuka thinking fighting with Sakura? Tosuka! And in the living room, Sakura is nowhere to be found and Tosuka is just casually watching the weather report. Morning. Screaming my name first thing in the morning. You're not very gentle, are you? With a tone that asks, was something the matter, Tosuka turns around. Huh? That's weird. From her tone, I don't really get the sense that she was fighting with Sakura or anything. Yeah, morning. Wait, Tosuka, I heard that you were fighting with Sakura, but is that true? Huh? Oh, I see. Saber must have told you. Yeah, objectively, I guess that's probably what it looked like, but it's not really a big deal. I just told her not to come around here for a while. Oh.
Oh, jeez.
She says that so flatly, but in short, doesn't that mean she's forbidden Sakura from coming here? That's ridiculous. Sakura already said that not to that before, didn't she? You told her again. There's no way she could... Yeah, she wouldn't. But when I offered her a condition, she agreed to go home. I told her that if she didn't come here for a week, then I would quietly go on home. And that successfully concluded negotiations. It was reluctant, but she went on home. But that's right, she asked me to give you her best. Oh, Sakura. Oh.
Poor baby.
Give me her best? What are you doing on your own without telling anybody? No, that's wrong. All Tosaka did is something that I should have already done. I see. Sorry, Tosaka, for forcing my problems on you first thing in the morning. That can't have felt good, right? No, it really wasn't a problem, and it wasn't really like I didn't want to do it. What makes you say that, Shiro? No, I mean, you and Sakura got along, right? So to have to tell her twice to get out of here, right to her face, you can't have enjoyed it. That's why I'm telling you I'm sorry. I should have things together, but I foisted it off on you again. Don't worry about it. I chased Sakura off of here for my own safety, so you don't really have any right to have you apologize like that. For your own safety? Why? I mean, Shinji's a master, isn't he? Knowing him, it's obvious that he'd hold a grudge if he found out that Sakura was at your place, so that's why it's better if we don't let Sakura be here until we've settled things with Shinji. I see.
Geez.
When she puts it that way, that's right. Shinji said that he hadn't told Sakura anything. I don't think that was a lie. But if his but if his little sister Sakura's with us, he'll probably make some unfortunate assumptions. Hey, Anya, do you want to tell the chat about your theories?
Oh yeah, I promised at the end of the last series, or the last episode, that I was going to share my crackhead theory after I pre-discussed it with you.
And I don't want chat to say anything, neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah, preface all of this with no one tell me a damn thing. So my theory, just based off of the Shinji's attitude, his whole thing about getting the servant to obey him, the way he treats Sakura in general, I think Sakura's the master and that he's manipulating her. That's the crackhead theory.
You also gave a guess as to Ryder's identity?
Oh, yeah, based purely off the fact that the blindfold looks like stone and a lot of emphasis put on the hair, I guessed Medusa.
But yeah, that was like the series that she told me at the end, and I just remembered because Sakura was brought up on Shinji. I was like, oh right, the theories.
I also completely forgot. I remember that, like, I thought Shinji was a bastard, but I forgot that I promised all of this.
Anyway, you're probably right. From Shinji's perspective, it would look like we've taken Sakura hostage, huh? Do you have any theories on Saber's identity?
So, I'm 80% sure that's King Arthur and she's holding Excalibur. Like 90, actually. Probably 95.
Oh, the certainty.
I just got confidence. What can I say?
I like your confidence. Hostage, right. Exactly. Although even leaving that aside, there's no changing the fact that this place is dangerous, right? It's good too if she doesn't have to go out at night so much, so it's better if we have her hold off for a while. That's what's best for Sakura, and it's what's best for us as well. Yeah, you're right. I feel sorry for Sakura, but I'll just have to get her to forgive me later. Although that doesn't change the fact that I won't be able to explain the situation to her even when that time comes. I really don't know what to do. Up until now, Sakura has always been coming over to help out, so to turn her away like this, even if it's just temporarily, it's depressing. Oh, you're looking awfully down. What happened to the energy you had when you were yelling at me earlier? Are you that lonely when Sakura's not around, Miyakun? She enjoys fucking teasing him so much? God. Are you there, by the way, Anya? Anya? Whoop.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
Were you hearing anything?
I heard you reading partway through a message, and then my Discord just said nah.
Basically, Shiro got sad that Sakura is being turned away, and then Rin was like, "Ooh, you're so lonely without Sakura, aren't you?" She's just teasing the shit out of the boy.
Awful.
With a chuckle, Tosaka's face twists into a mischievous grin. Now I've done it! I knew that if I showed weakness in front of her, she'd go right for it. And I've gone and done it anyway. Leave me alone. Sakura was a symbol of peace around here. She made up for the places that Fujine and I couldn't fill by ourselves. What the fuck does Fujine fill?
Yeah, what does she do other than, like, take up space and eat all of your food?
I guess she's, like, emotional, like, held, but aside from that...
Like, I don't think she's emotionally supportive in any way.
Chasing her...
She started crying and it took hours for everybody to perform emotional labor to console her.
That's right! Chasing her out of here for my own convenience. Of course I'm gonna be depressed. That's right, money.
Yeah, I forgot. She has a job.
She has a job and is in the fucking mob.
Yeah, that's right.
She puts away the groceries. Asarani thinks that Fujine does one task in the house, but she does it really fucking well. Like, incredibly well. Oh, you don't understand, don't you? If you can say that much, you get a pass. And it looks like you've mustered up a bit of determination. What are you trying to say, Tosaka? You don't understand? In short, once the war is over, Sakura will come back, right? You said that you don't need the Grail, Shiro, but in that case, you just need to fight for the peace that you've had up until now. Look, it's better to have a clear goal, right? Tosaka says with her best smile. When she puts it like that, the only thing I can do is agree. Damn it, how should I put this? I've confirmed once again that she's simultaneously infinitely mean and totally amazing.
Yeah.
So Sakura-chan won't be coming here for a while, but this fucking woman is.
This beast.
Yeah, so that being the case, why don't you go look after your dad once in a while, Fujine? Was complaining the other day about how his daughter doesn't love her.
Good lord.
Oh my fucking god! It's not fun if I leave my dad alone. He's not gonna die just because I'm not there. Besides, if Sakura-chan isn't going to be here, then I have to be even more serious about looking after you, don't I? After all, you're a boy, Shiro, so if the worst happened, I might get a disciplinary dismissal, you know? Would you take responsibility if that happened, Shiro? This game doesn't have the right to be this funny. It's so good. Nothing like that. Seeing as I'm a man, I can't actually finish saying that nothing like that could happen.
God.
Mia-kun, what was that pause just now, I wonder? A sharp glance. Tosaka's glare from off my side is painful. It's gonna happen, I think. This isn't exactly a sleepover. I know that. That's right. Good, like I thought, we can trust Mia-kun, can we, sensei? When the good appeared, I was so ready for her to just call him a good boy. I like wholeheartedly believed that she was just going to go for the throat there.
I think that was just manifesting. You want to see it.
Shut up! It's basically already happening. Of course we can. She was so calm and collected that even I think I might have taken my tastes a little too far. I'm sorry, just... Artoria in the fucking back is watching.
What'd you just call her?
Uh,
I'm pointing a gun at you from across the table.
I'm so sorry. Background white woman! I fucked.
Teleports behind you.
I fucked! I'm sorry! I was listening! My brain turned off! My brain just turned off!
99%.
What if I did it as a misdirect?
I don't think you're smart enough for that.
God. It's so difficult to use the title sometimes. I've actually caught me a couple of times almost. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Whacked it.
I was laughing so hard, I just fucked.
No, I'm whacked it. That's what I'm losing it at.
I'm just gonna continue. We just move
on.
Looking on the two of them without a word, Saber silently keeps moving her chopsticks. This is the second day of this, but I don't think that I'm ever going to get used to this atmosphere. While doing the opposite of that naming.
It's calling someone by their real name in front of their parents who don't know yet.
It's fine. It's fine.
Everything is so fine.
That's right, Shiro. It's about the archery club. But did you hear that Mitsutsuri-san got hurt? What? Mitsutsuri did? What? Did she have a fight with someone from another club again or something? Good grief, she's almost a third year, so she needs to calm down a little.
Was that girl the one who Rin had the tension with at the very start?
Yeah.
Cool.
And how did she get hurt? Was it bad? Oh, she's fine. She said it was just a light sprain. Apparently she was attacked by some weird guy on the way home from school. Oh, fuck! That girl's pretty fast, right? She ran off in a flash and got away, but apparently at the end she fell and hurt herself. I see. I'm glad that it was nothing serious, but careful people, huh? I don't know whether to call her that reckless or... Either way, that was a pretty dumb crook, huh? I was sure. You were sure she knocked him out instead of running away, right? Fujine smiles in amused satisfaction. As you'd expect, she knows Mitsuzuri, Ajako, very well indeed. Yep, that girl almost never runs away from anything. But, I see. Even Mitsuzuri has trouble with criminals, huh? Well, it's fine, isn't it? If something like that didn't happen, it'd be impossible to teach her from it. Shiro!
Jesus fucking Christ!
Shiro! The fact that it's exclusively Shiro as well, too, huh?
Shiro!
Japanese boy! Pointing. Good. Aside, I think, as I eat the fried rice. Hey, Emiya-kun! Please call him out. Then, smiling complacently, Tosaka Rin taps me on the shoulder. Should I tell you something interesting too? I am afraid. I'm horrified. What is it? I'm not sure there's much that could be more interesting than what I just heard. Seriously. Yeah, I haven't said anything about it until now, but Ajako and I are good friends. Good enough friends that we go out and hang out together on weekends. Did you know that? Wait. Why would you and Mrs. be friends? Huh? Don't worry. I'm going to make sure to tell her word for word what you just said. If I tell her how happy you were about it, I'm sure Ajako will be so happy she could punch through a stack of roof tiles. Rin just went like, what were you saying about my girlfriend, Shiro?
Say that to her fucking face, bitch.
I'd like to correct myself. That was just a figure of speech just now. It wasn't intended to be heard by anyone else, so if you could keep it to yourself, I could really appreciate it. The fucking customer service fucking tone of voice. Is that so? I can keep quiet for you, but it might be kinda harder without some sort of condition. Look, there are times when things just sort of slip out, right? It's not good if you go grinning like that when you're trying to say something modest. Huh? What?
I love these two.
What do you mean, Sucha? Oh, I'm sorry, it's not really like this is fun or anything, so don't misunderstand, okay? I love her. I love her. I love her.
She's so good. Oh my god.
Shut up, Soja. It was one moment.
Sometimes things just slip out.
Actually, you know what? I think I actually have let it slip before, but you just didn't realize.
That's 100% possible. I'm so rarely paying attention to anything.
Aww. Girl who makes being annoying an art. Yeah, so Rani confirms that I have, actually. It wasn't the first time I said it. Oh, don't worry.
Fantastic.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not misunderstanding anything. There's no doubt that you're enjoying this. I get it. I'll be making Western food for lunch from now on. I've also started feeling inclined to consider your suggestion of making bread for breakfast or something. Perfect. It would make me really happy if you didn't forget to make it with strawberry jam and not marmalade. Remember when she was like, oh, I don't have fucking breakfast? Remember?
Remember when she was like, I've never eaten breakfast in my life. But now, if she can make it somebody else's problem.
Tribes, just what do you think a Japanese breakfast is, you wannabe foreigner? Changing your breakfast around just to suit your own taste, you tyrant?
You wannabe foreigner? Is that Saber?
Yeah, it's Saber.
No, that's not quite right. If you made bread for breakfast, that would make me happy as well. I'd have no complaints if you wanted to make some soft-boiled eggs either.
Oh, look at this white woman! And then Saber clearly states her own opinion.
I love when we have smoked Tosaka, and the eyes just narrow a little bit.
Yeah? Yeah. Is that right? Fine, I get it. I just had to make Western food, right? God damn it. Just because Sakura does it, everybody starts getting carried away. Starting tomorrow, I'll be making bread just like you want, so you don't have any complaints with that, right? So don't tell anyone about what I said before, right? Absolutely not a word to Mitsutsuri. White woman requires white woman food. I look away from them with a snort and fill my mouth with food. Then, are you doing something pointless like that, I wonder? Physically, watching Tosaka's and my exchange, Fujine idly mutters something like that. But what do you mean pointless, Fujine? I mean, even if Tosaka doesn't say anything, I'm obviously gonna tell Mitsutsuri-san, right? There's no way I could keep something that interesting to myself.
No.
Noting that it's such a problem. Fujine keeps eating.
Tosaka is such a terrible influence on Fujine.
No. At this rate, if I don't come up with a counter strategy soon, I really am going to lose my place around here. Surrounded
by haters.
It really is true, no? Like, okay. Saber just fucking is constantly at odds with him. Rin just sees him as easy prey to just fuck around with. Fujine just takes advantage of the man, to do every core for her. And Sakura, the one person who at least had some kinda good intent on the boy is just gone now. That tiger was a narc from the beginning.
That's why she's here, not with her father. She took a plea deal.
Shiro is just being punished from all sides. Blissful comeuppance. It's like Shiro says one chauvinistic thing, and everyone just like gathers around him and starts just spinning.
Allow me to correct that. Shiro has said many chauvinistic things. This is not the first time.
No. I say, like, every time it happens. Like, individually. He keeps saying it, and he keeps getting fucking just told off for it.
It's kind of magnificent, I think.
I love it. Breakfast ends, and it's now 7:30. Unusually, Fujine stayed behind, and with a smile, she suggested that the three of us go to school together. Doesn't she have to teach?
Don't you have a job?
But I can't do that. The decision I made last night. Let her say that I'm going to fight myself instead of relying on Saber. I don't have time to be taking it easy. Well then, let's get going. You don't need me to log out, right, Shiro? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take the day off today. Waving my hand to them, I see off Tosaka and Fujine. After Fujine freezes for a few seconds in surprise. And what do you mean you're taking the day off? It seems like Tosaka beat her to what she wanted to say. That's right, Shiro. It's a day off. There's nothing wrong with you, is there? No, I'm just kind of sore. They say that all wounds hurt when it gets cold, right? It's something like that. That's lies, isn't it, Shiro? Yeah, it is, but please, just let me have it, Fujine. It's not that I don't want to go to school or anything. There's just some things I had to do, and they are more important right now. So, did you forgive me? Oh, jeez, when you say it like that, I don't have any choice, do I? It's always like this when you can't talk about what's going on. It's been the same ever since you were a kid, huh? Even as she complains about it, it seems that at least for the moment, Fujine understands. That's how it is. I'm leaving the school in your hands, Tosaka. I see. Well, it makes no difference to me whether you're there or not, Miyakun. Certainly, that's not a bad choice. Yeah, leave the house to me. I'm going to take some time off to work for a while. Time off work for a while too, so the house won't be empty. Is this the first ever vacation that Shiro has taken?
I think it might be.
I mean, he is going to be training, but like he's actually taking like off work and actually like, you know, like he can rest if he needs to. He won't, but if he needed to, he could rest. He has no appointments outside of home for once. Oh my god, 1 second. Oh god. Oh god, sorry. I got sunburned the other day. I am just starting to peel right now. And because it's so warm in my room, it's kind of everywhere.
Wakraya flakes.
No! No Wakraya flakes! No! Oh my god.
That's what you get for not wearing sunscreen, you fool.
I wore it, though. Don't shake me. Understood. Well then, I'm heading out, Shiro. You're taking time off school because you're injured, so don't go outside too much, okay? Or I don't know which of the two it was, sorry. I'll see you later then. It's fine this time, but next time talk it over with me first before you do something like this. No, I was already shrimp mode. Shut up! It hurts still! Well then, I should at least mop the floor, huh? Already told Saber to come here in a little bit. I've been doing the least amount to keep the dojo clean, but it's been years since I've sparred with someone like this. If I don't at least give the floor a bit of a mop, it will be rude to both Saber and the dojo. Yeah, but she said training, but just what exactly is she going to make me do? I smacked Shinai together with Kiritsugu countless times, but for Kiritsugu and I, both, it was just the flailing of amateurs who place no importance on form. I had no intention of seriously picking up Kendo. It was just meant to pound into me that what to do in case that my opponent has some kind of long weapon. In the first place, I was no good at using tools to fight people. I've only ever been interested in fixing and repairing things. Looking at it from that perspective, this will be the first time I've ever been taught properly about the sword. It seems that Saber's swordsmanship is very different from Kendo, but even so, it seems like there should be parts of it that I can understand, and it's not like it's going to be something so astounding that I can follow it. I hear the sound of the door. That must be Saber arriving right on time. I've just finished mopping the floor as well, so her timing is perfect. I kind of really want Shiro to just turn around like, "Hey, Saber!" and she is just like clad in full armor and swinging the sword at him.
Just there, ready to kick his ass.
Yeah, like just cutting the mop in half, please, please. Nah, sorry for keeping you waiting. I'm going to be having you teach me the basics here starting today, but...
Is something the matter, Shiro? You look as though you've seen something unexpected.
No, you're just dressed like you just were before, so I was surprised. I was sure you'd come dressed the other way. It's going to be sword training, and when Saber fights, she doesn't her armor, so I just assumed that she would turn up here with her armor too.
Oh, if you say that it would be better if I armed myself, then I'll get changed. Yes, I don't know what I was thinking. Even if we're just sparring, it's disrespectful to you not to wear my armor. Forgive me, I'll go get changed right away.
In her own way, Saber seems to have jumped to some kind of misunderstanding. No, that's not it really. It was just a misunderstanding on my part, so it's fine. Anyway, if I had to pick one, I prefer the way you're dressed now over your armor.
What? But weren't you unsatisfied with these clothes, Shiro?
Unsatisfied? Well, certainly they don't give the feeling that we're about to spar, but if they're easy for you to move in, there's no problem, right? Plus, it'd be tiring for you to wear your armor all day, wouldn't it?
Well, that is true, but you don't think it's strange for me to be swinging a sword in clothes like these?
Why could it be? They look good on you, so it's not weird at all. Honestly, I think they suit you better than your armor does.
And reconnect.
Anya just fighting for her fucking life there.
I don't understand. Certainly these clothes are light and comfortable, but I doubt that they would survive combat. I think they're rather unsuitable clothes for a saber.
Saber. We literally had this conversation yesterday. He likes them because they're not the clothes you fight in. Don't fight in those, you goof. You're a girl, right? Girls look good in clothes like those. That's good enough. Well then. What was that little blush? Wait! No, what was that little blush? Come back here.
It was kind of cute, not gonna lie.
I returned the mop I was using to its bucket and take down two of the shinai hanging on the wall. Alright, so what kind of training are we going to be doing, Saber? I'll leave what we're gonna do completely up to you, so don't worry no matter how crazy it is. I tossed Saber a shinai. Saber catches it as though her mind is elsewhere and stares me up and down. Bucket and the mop, shut up, shut up. What is it? Are shinai not good? You don't mean to use bucket? No, you're not saying we're gonna use real swords, are you? What a Spartan! That's definitely more than I was expecting.
Ah, no, it's Nothing like that. You have these excellent practice swords, so let's use them.
Saber quietly sucks in a deep breath, and with that, she returns to her usual self. Thank God, sparing with Boken would definitely be too dangerous. So, what are we actually going to be doing? Are we going to start with 500 swings, or training runs, or some kind of strength training like that?
I doubt there's any need for that. Even to my eyes, your athletic is a bit... Even to my eyes, your athletic ability is more than up to par. Strengthening your body any further isn't something that we could do in just a day or two. You may be an inexperienced mage, Shiro, but I don't think you should be underestimated as a warrior. You've trained yourself hard since you were young, haven't you?
Aww. Well, it was the only thing that I was really good at. Training my body was something I could do even if I had no talent for magic.
No doubt that has proved fortunate. That you survived when Lancer attacked you must be the result of that hard work that you've done. Shifty eyes.
The Sigma trauma grind set paying off.
However, that's not something that you can use as a weapon. The human body has limits. Your own body is plenty far from those, and breaking them would no doubt prove difficult as well. So what I'm going to teach you is just fighting.
What do you mean, just fighting? And the way you say that, you're not going to be teaching me how to fight, are you?
Of course not. Combat techniques aren't something you could learn in just a day. All I can do is have you taste battle as many times as possible in the time allowed to us, Master. In the first place, I have no talent for teaching, so it would be troubling to have you look to me for guidance.
Excuse me? When she says something like that so proudly as her student, I'm at a loss for how I should reply. So in short, you mean we're just going to spar, Saber?
Yes, that's all, Master. There will be no pulling or strikes. We'll fight with the intent to kill our opponent. Given an hour, I think you'll understand what sort of thing I mean. Oh, she's just gonna beat the shit out of him.
Yeah? Shiro, I'm sorry for being a chauvinist. Saber blocked this overhead. With a nod, Saber takes a grip on her shinai. Extremely front, Saber. Even as I'm baffled by her words, I emulate Saber and take a grip on my own shinai. In the next instant... The whole world splendidly blacks out around me!
Splendidly, eh?
In short, there was only one thing that Saber was trying to teach me. The truth that whatever I do, whatever strategy I might prepare, I'll never beat an unbeatable opponent.
Literally just making him take back his words from the day before.
This is an abusive relationship. Oh, this is definitely broken. Oh, no doubt about it. What did you break?
If it were broken, your arm would be more swollen. It's a serious bruise, but as you are now, I've no doubt you'll recover quickly.
Shiro, you ate that mix up like a punk, Shiro! Shiro, you had first!
Your first lesson is pain.
Holy shit, Saber! You see. Alright, in that case, let's go a little more.
You got kind of shaggy felt there at the end.
Shaggy field? Like soy scoop?
Terrible. You still need to continue, Shiro. Certainly it's just a bruise, but you shouldn't be moving around immediately.
What are you saying when you're the one who mercilessly smacked me in the arm? fine. If you don't want to go for it, then I'll get you. Of course I won't.
Shiro, please listen when I'm talking to you. You're obviously tired. If you keep going in that state, then the little training time we have will be wasted. So we really ought to take a break.
No, but it's pathetic to just keep getting beaten when you're obviously holding back against me like this. If I don't manage to hit on you at least once, or at least get you to twitch your eyebrow, I'll be too frustrated to keep up.
You are fighting like a demigod, chill. If you're trying to surprise me, I'm already surprised enough. I knew that you were stubborn, but I never thought that you were this stubborn.
Well, sorry, I just hate to lose.
Yes, I know more about that now than I ever wanted to. For now, we're going to take a break, so please put down your shinai.
Look at that face, that expression. I love seeing new Saber expressions.
There is such a strong parallel between her and Rin right now.
Yeah.
The floor is slippery with sweat. This is hardly intended to be a mock battle in extreme conditions, so battling through exhaustion and uncertain footing, there's no meaning in that.
Why not? Doesn't combat training normally assume the worst possible conditions? In that case...
That's especially meaningless. Look, Shiro, if you say that, you're going to fight a servant. If you say that you're going to fight a servant, you must be in perfect condition. Your footing must be perfect, and you must have a clear escape route prepared, or the whole exercise is meaningless. If you haven't fulfilled all of those conditions, then against a servant it won't even be a fight. Fighting in the worst conditions itself is already a mistake on your part.
So in other words, you're saying don't fight in a state like this, so my mistake?
Precisely. If you do, I doubt that even a miracle could save you. Your battle begins with ensuring that you are in the best condition and searching for exactly the right circumstances under which to fight.
Yep. It is just like, you cannot measure up. You need to just be at your peak and be ready to fucking book it as soon as possible if anything goes wrong. It's all or nothing. Like Song Scoop, that white woman is beating up the Japanese kid. Thank you, Toms.
God bless.
Understood then? Well then, sorry, but please let me rest. I fall back against the wall with a thud, and like that, slide all the way down to the floor. I breathe out everything collected in my lungs. It should have just been air, but it was so hot it felt like it might burn me. As my whole body throbs with pain, I glance up at the clock on the wall. It's after 11. We started around 9, so that means that all told we've been sparing for 2 hours. For the first hour, she just beat the stuffing out of me. Saber's attack came suddenly flying at me and I briefly lost consciousness. When I woke up thinking I'd be more careful next time, I was immediately knocked out again. Just back-to-back contortion.
He's gonna be fired.
Anyway,
Shiro is entering his concussion arc.
Anyway, I was beaten up over and over again, and I don't know if my body just got used to it or if my anger caused me to manifest some kind of idiot strength, but somehow I got to be able to block one of her attacks. The problem came after that. Who could just attack after being shown such an obvious difference in fighting strength? Devil.
Beautiful.
Don't give this boy a TBI? That won't help at all. TBI? If he had much a brain, he'd be severely injured by now. Shiro's known idiot strength. Saber will make Shiro reach enlightenment. Oh, traumatic brain injury. Thank you, Han.
Shiro's been using his magic every night to strengthen his skull. He's ready for this.
The answer is that I was knocked out again the instant that I faltered. After that, it was like a mouse cornered by a cat. If I'm just going to take a fatal wound and be struck down no matter how I defend myself, then the only option left is to desperately attack. I'll just deal with something like that like it's completely natural and I'll be beaten again, but if I can't get used to that, then how do I put this? I'll have to spell up a sentence that gives me the time to think, oh shit, before I'm killed in the next instant. This is what people call being in the zone.
In the zone. Oh my god.
Why is Shiro the most fucking funniest fucking person?
This entire scene has big, like, I'm gonna start with smaller calibers and build my resistance to bullets energy. This is fucking ridiculous.
I'm crying. I'm actually crying. After that, I desperately went on the defensive. Anyway, since the instinct telling me if I'm hit by that I'll be knocked out keeps getting keener and keener, it's logical that as an animal, I'd learned how to avoid it. Somehow deflecting the blows of Saber Shinai falling on me like rain while I'm patiently waiting for an opening to counterattack, I take a fatal blow. Then standing up again, thinking that maybe I'll be able to hold out longer next time, I attack, as if to say, no, you're not going to be able to hold out anyway, so get her before she gets you. These last 2 hours were just that repeated over and over again. I don't know if I can actually get stronger doing this. I think that all this is sparing to get me used to the idea of combat, so that I won't get confused or be too calm in the face of an enemy. To force me to learn to always gird myself in the understanding that if I make one wrong step, I'll die. Even so, if you ask me if it's meaningless, I don't think that's true either. For me who has no weapons, this tension itself is something I think I should value more than anything. Oh! What? Woman jump scared! God! You know, it's funny, this one streamer I know, named Wooly, loves talking about this one time he did 100 match sets against a vastly more experienced and skilled player than him in SF4. He lost almost all of them at first, but ended up learning a lot afterwards. I have had a similar experience by playing my Bridget against Jackie.
I was just about to say Jackie is my equivalent of that. They're the one who got me into fighting games, and fighting them is like a, wow, I'm bleeding from all of my parts.
Yeah.
But that was so fun.
Jackie is our Saber. Just beating the shit out of us.
There they are, indicate them.
Clown! In chat! Aww. Gotta get that Dark Souls punishment mentality. Aww. But it's your white woman, by the way.
Oh, yeah, fuck. Good work, Shiro. Are you hurting anywhere?
When I realize it, Saber has walked over next to me. I'm sweating so much that it's running down onto the floor, but Saber hasn't sweat a drop. It'd be easier to tell you where it doesn't hurt. You really let me have it, huh, Saber? When it's just one-sided, it's actually kind of refreshing. What do you mean? I confess, this is 100% me being a sore loser.
Yes, I did hold back to match your abilities. But I did my best to show you no mercy. It wouldn't be a fight if I took it easy on you.
That's true, huh? Thanks to that right now, I feel like I could calmly face even a Doberman that slipped its collar. I guess it's no good if it's just a Doberman, huh? I haven't trained myself nearly enough. There's a reason that in Kendo, people wear full body protection when fighting with a Shinai. Yeah? I honestly regret it. I thought that I toughened up my body more than the average person, but It's pathetic to give up after sparring with Saber for only 2 hours.
I love just watching Shiro continuously take the wrong lessons from everything that happens. No, not at all. Your strikes were wholehearted, and there was strength in them. You were so passionate that from time to time I forgot to match myself to you.
Oh, sometimes Saber just fucking beat him up like full strength. Instantly my shyness returns. Up to now, we've been just 2 people spamming with Shinai with no regard for male or female, so this is kind of an ambush, isn't it? An ambush? Fucking gender roles just creeping up on you like that? Fucking Shiro, please. No, wait a second, I'm gonna get some water. Gender jump scare?
Water? Then I'll go ahead and get some for you, so please stay here and rest.
Saber goes to bring some water. Oh, I'm saved! But, saved from what exactly? From the Shiro boner.
The fuck?
I drink the water that Saber brought for me. She just made you so thirsty, honey.
Stop.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
No. No, you're not.
I guess we must still be taking a break. Saber is politely sitting on the dojo floor with her legs folded beneath her. This man got beat up for 2 hours, wants to keep going, woman gets close to him, panic, abort. More liquids for him to barf up after he eats a bad gut shot.
Unlike the sparring note, I feel like when he has a reason to fight to keep the woman away, it's comfortable. But then the second it's over, he has to face her.
Ah. Like that, I think she really is beautiful. It's not that as a man I felt that she was beautiful as a member of the opposite sex. I think she's beautiful as a person. That she should be the servant Saber. And consent to fight, I really do feel that there's something wrong about it.
I don't find her beautiful as a woman. I find her beautiful as a person.
Iconic Shiro moment. Ah, God. I remember there was an interview with Nasu in which he mentioned that there are a couple of things in the Fate route that he would definitely change if he wrote it like nowadays.
I can only imagine that this is one of them.
Yeah, like it was specifically about the idea of like gender roles and like the dealing of gender stuff with Shiro and Saber. Like he's very self-aware. I will give him that. He calls himself out. Like he specifically mentioned that a lot of people praise him because he makes like really strong female protagonists, and he was in that interview basically saying like it is very easy to just kind of become like just take it at face value and not realize of the shortcomings of his own writing in that sense, and he doesn't want to just like get comfortable because oh people are telling me this I must be good. Nah, like he looks back and realizes like the fuck ups and like the little iffy things and like he tries.
God bless him.
Yeah, it was like 2004 or something. Yeah. This is a good opportunity for us to talk about something, so right now... Ooh! One moment, let me save. Her reason for fighting? Why does she seek the Holy Grail? I want to know about Saber before she became a servant, or I want a secret attack. A super move could be great!
Okay, that last one's stupid. I'm not doing that. I gotta say I want to know about Saber.
Want to know about Saber before she became a servant?
Yeah.
One moment. Let me just open the flowchart. Make sure we're not headed to a bad end. I doubt. I know I'm not. We're not going
Hey
to.
Saber. Hey Saber, what's your name? And then she kills you instantly.
Ah, okay. Before she became a servant. What was Saber like when she lived as a person? She's so beautiful, so I think people must have really loved her. She's called Saber to begin with, so you're liable to misunderstand, but long ago, wasn't even Saber a normal girl who didn't wield a sword? Right? I wonder what kind of person she was before. My curiosity piqued. The thought escapes my mouth before I realize it.
Did you say something, Shiro?
No, I was just imagining what kind of person you were. It's not that I want to know your true name or anything. I was just wondering what kind of life you led. Oh.
Oh, what sort of person I was. You're interested in some peculiar things, aren't you, Shiro?
If it bothers you, just pretend you didn't hear me. It just crossed my mind is all. You're the servant Saber, but I was just wondering if you were a different person before you became a servant. That's right. I can't help but wonder if she didn't lead a gentle life well studied to a pretty girl. Suited, not studied.
I think that's impossible. It's not as though my personality would change just because I became a servant. And I'm a knight given a sword the day I was born. A different me like the one you're talking about never existed.
Oh, so you're saying you've always had such a strict personality? That's rough. I might pity the people around you.
And what do you mean by that exactly? I may be strict, but I don't recall ever coercing the people around me.
Liar. The way you put me through the ringer today, I learned just how merciless you are. Look at this welt. You gleefully smacked me just because I made one little mistake, you devil teacher.
I am not happy about it. I do feel a little guilty about it, Shiro, but it wouldn't be training if I weren't strict, would it?
Little fudge. This is unusual. I never expected to see Saber make a face like this.
What's with that look? I think it's unfair of you to suddenly get all quiet like that.
No, I just wasn't expecting you to get angry like that. It just surprised me.
It's that so. For my part, all I did was assert what I thought.
Maybe that's why. You don't really talk about your feelings much, do you, Saber? So that's why it was kind of novel.
You think so? I believe that I always act based on my own convictions.
That's what I'm saying. That's what you're thinking, not what you're feeling, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying that you don't often openly speak your mind, do you, Saber?
That's only natural. What's sought from me isn't my own personal opinion, but the opinion of my position. That hasn't changed, now or in the past. As the servant Saber, I will protect you. I shouldn't talk about anything that doesn't assist with that. And I don't believe there's any need for me to think about it either.
Ooh. That is true, but that's boring for you, isn't it, Saber? I'm sure you have your duty, but there's no need for you to focus all your attention on that, is there? You have your own things you want to do, don't you?
Like I said, I'm supposed to be protecting you. Is that not why I'm training you, who, in spite of being an experienced as a master as it is, insists on not listening to me and trying to fight?
No, that's not really what I'm talking about. Well, if you say so, I guess it's fine. Somehow, right now, Saber seems kind of cheerful and relaxed, and I can't bring myself to destroy the peaceful mood we've arrived at by continuing this conversation any further. This is so fascinating coming from Shiro of all people. Yeah? Do as I say, not as I do. Anyway, she beat me up for like 2 more hours. Well then, I've cooled off while we've been talking, so it's about time for us to get back to sparring. Saber, let's get started again. That's enough of a break.
Is that so? Looking at you, you do seem to have cooled off, but you must still be sore, mustn't you?
I don't care about that. Really, it's just a bruise, so I can put up with a little bit of pain. Besides, right now it will get better if I just leave it alone.
But there will be no meaning in our training if it gets worse as a result. I think we should keep any eye on it a while longer.
It's fine, it's fine. I want to keep going until Tosaka gets back. I can't very well let her see you beating me up like this, can I?
She'll enjoy it.
She would!
I understand. Certainly, sooner or later, Rin will become our enemy, and it wouldn't be good for her to know the full measure of your abilities. I do think that it's somewhat reckless, but if that's what you want, then let's raise the pace a little.
Oh boy. Saber nimbly picks her shinai up off the floor. Then, a ridiculous sound echoes across the dojo. Saber? I think that was the sound of Saber's stomach just now, but...
She seems to be hungry. I was so absorbed in our training that I hadn't noticed.
Hungry white woman! Yeah, now that you mention it, I guess it's already lunchtime. I guess it's only natural for her stomach to be rumbling then. I'm not all that hungry yet, but if Saber is, then we should go ahead and have lunch. And if that gives my body time to fully recover, then so much the better.
Take her to McDonald's.
It's fine, it's about time anyway, so let's have lunch. I'll run out quickly and get some ingredients so you can relax in the living room, okay, Saber?
Shiro, if you're going out, then I'll come with you.
Maybe we're actually going to McDonald's! It's fine, I'm just going to the shopping street right around the corner. It's the middle of the day, so it's not like anyone's going to attack me. And if you come with me, I'll actually just stand out more.
You're sure there really isn't any danger?
No, I'm telling you. I'll be home before you know it, so just wait here, okay? And so he fucking died. What do you say, Anya? Do you wanna, like, do a little bit of... We stop when Shiro returns, or should we call it quits here?
Now would actually be perfect. I'm just about falling asleep in my chair.
Sleepy.
Very. Oh, there was a storm earlier and I got no sleep.
Hug. Big hug. I've been enjoying the new translation too, by the way.
I like it. I like it. There's some odd pacing problems in some of the sentences.
Yeah.
Like areas where there really should be a break or a comma that the other one didn't have. But I do like that this one seems to be using, like, I don't want to say like more complex vocabulary, but I don't know how else to describe it. The writing, the translation and word choice feels a little more artful as opposed to just conveying meaning. I don't know, just my opinion.
I get what you mean. I kind of agree about that. Oh boy. Oh. I'm sweating. It's so hot here. It's so warm.
We're both just dying for different reasons.
We're both dying a little bit, but that's fine. That's just, listen, it's as if we were feeling Emiya's exhaustion right now, you know?
Yeah, exactly. I just went multiple rounds with Saber and now I'm dying.
Don't say it like that. In a fight, right? Please.
I can't say anything around you, I swear.
This translation, they make Lancer say crikey or cripes.
Shiro just said cripes, like earlier today.
He also said fuck. I can't believe Shiro said fuck.
I'm just losing my shit at fucking Shiro gets ambushed and then just goes, hey, fuck you.
Yeah. Like, I get it was a high-stress situation, but my boy...
It's so funny.
You know...
Go on.
I was going to say that, you know, the funniest part of all of that? I think if you actually went to Shiro and told him, hey, Shiro, don't say that. There could be, like, what if a little, what if there was a little kid around and he heard you? I think he could feel super guilty about it.
Shiro, Saber was right there. You're gonna say that in front of a woman?
You're going to let that woman hear you say such cross words?
The fuck word? This whole like sesh was fantastic between getting to see the assassin, which I really liked. I really enjoy that guy. I like his design and I love his vibes. And just Saber content. So much Saber content.
So much Saber. I mean, it's Fate Stay Night. The Saber content is kind of a necessity, you know?
Saber.
I
feel like I'm really starting to get to know her.
We are! And Soja just finally got to see Kojiro. Soja actually started like Kojiro was like the one character that, because of like the bullshit with like a lot of things going on with him, he latched onto him, and it was like the reason, like, okay, but why this and why that, and like the wiki diving a bunch and like listening to me ramble and asking questions and eventually being here in the chat. And I'm so happy that we actually finally got to him.
I'm so excited to be done with this one just so I can do the wiki dive. And just like learn, like once I don't care about spoilers anymore, I'm so excited to just like break out the textbooks.
There is so much going on. Like okay. The other day, right? It's not just that, it's having the reason for him being not technically a heroic spirit contrasted with some other heroic spirits that somehow do exist. Yeah. Okay. I reconnected with a friend I hadn't talked with in like a while. And they are also a Fate fan, but they used to play Fate Grand Order, but they don't anymore, and they kind of like occasionally check some of the things that happen and like maybe see a video about like the story that's going on and stuff. And I started to tell them about the one story chapter that came out recently. The one I told you is like actually the size of 2 of the roots of Stay Night.
Yeah.
And I started to like, oh, I'm going to just like let you know what happens because it's so cool. And I started like to write about what was going on. And when I realized I had been writing the entire evening and I wasn't done with part 1. like you can't just ramble on and read about this fucking series and it just keeps going. There's more.
Oh, you especially though, you are like a human encyclopedia. You recite information so thoroughly and like in a way that is conveyed so clearly. And whenever we talk, whenever I ask you about a thing, I can receive like... It's like what people use ChatGPT for. I talk to you, I ask you for a response, you have all the information, you gather it and give it to me. It's fantastic.
Waited for a long while too earlier this week. Yeah. There was also, God, speaking of, there's sometimes just some things that intertwine. Like, you will be like, oh, I'm going to go to the wiki because in Stay Night they mentioned this one thing. I'm going to check. Oh, so this one thing relates to these other 2 things. I see. Oh, so this about Fate Extra. I see. Wait, what the fuck do you mean there's a supercomputer on the moon? You know? That kind of thing.
Honestly, I think that's one of the least shocking things you've ever told me.
But only in some timelines.
And I feel like that's what I'm excited. I really like AUs and stuff like that. And just the fact that Fate is just kind of like a redone scaffold over and over is something that like really appeals to me.
There was a picture like recently actually published, I think officially, where it put the chronology of various of the like series' entries, and you had like Fate Zero, kind of, and then Stay Night, and then Hollow Ataraxia, and I think another game. Oh, Unlimited Codes, right? That's the fighting game set in this universe. But then you had like different branches, and it was like little like footnotes to like, what if the Holy Grail ends up in this place, or after this Holy Grail war, this happens instead of this, and it just kind of changed up how things like were distributed. Like you could see where things branched off and the different like continuities, and it was kind of cool.
That's really sick. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm really excited because I'm having so much fun on the micro level just getting into this particular story. But it's also just this exciting realization as we keep going that I'm falling so in love with the idea of this franchise, and there is so fucking much to enjoy about it.
So much about it. And still coming out, Samurai Remnant next month!
I know. I'm considering it. I'm really considering it. But also, like, what if somehow there's spoilers in it?
Okay,
for Fate. Stay Night.
Okay, so you say that, but you know what? There are actually, like... who is there? Kukulin is there. The man, the Irish man is there. He is.
The Irishman, the myth, the legend.
The Irish boy is there, and I couldn't be surprised if, like, someone else, like, shows up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to play it so bad. It looks so fucking cool. But, like, what if fucking, I don't know, there's, like, major story spoilers that reference Stay Night, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
I don't think there would be, because it's also specifically a prior story, so at most it could be a reference that if you do not know, you will just not know.
It's the uncertainty that still shakes me.
Yeah, but I will tell you, because I am going to be playing that shit day one. So, like, if I finish it before your, like, craving passes, I will tell you, okay, it's spoiler-free. Yeah, your McNuggies.
I have a hunger for Fate.
Just like Saber and her rumbly tummy.
Wow.
Wow. We really do be hungry white women.
Kind of weird that Shiro's the one who went shopping.
Yeah. Oh, I really wanted Saber to actually tag along and them to actually just have food outside. I really want, like, Saber to interact with the outside world a little bit.
Saber pushing herself into the front seat. Shiro, get me a McFlurry.
Oh my god. Also, I need you to imagine one of, like, Shiro's internal monologues for a scenario of she asked for no pickles. And her like, Shiro, I really don't mind.
All she has to do is just, like... No, I feel like it would be the opposite, because she'd be ready to fight the McDonald's cashier. We've all been there.
Oh my fucking god.
This is beautiful.
Oh, okay, but no, Saber was in the previous Holy Grail War, right? Like I want you to imagine, like, Saber going to the counter and, like, looking at the prices being like, this is a scam! I have been here before, and these prices are out of control! What do you mean?
It wasn't this bad before, Shiro.
It wasn't this bad before, Shiro. Saber, have you heard about inflation? There's just...
Careful, this is Fate we're talking about.
You know, that is one thing I'm not sure there's much of. I guess because it could be too blatant, maybe?
You say that, but you've shown me some shit.
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, we do get a couple of bore moments here and there. Occasionally, there was the one time where there was a literal, like, tentacle breeding wall at one point. Don't worry about it.
Don't forget about the worms. I can't forget about the worms.
Please forget about the worms.
I'm trying so hard to forget about the worms. That was like my one exposure to Fate Media was watching the first episode of that with you going, that was really interesting. What the fuck?
god. Don't worry about the worms.
I can't stop worrying about the worms.
Just don't worry about the worms. It's fine. But yeah, it is. I feel like inflation is just not one of the fetishes that Nasu has necessarily. Maybe, possibly. I want to say possibly. Okay. I just remembered. Sometimes I think about the fetishes, in Nasuber's media, and I think back about. I think it's Fate Extella Link, which I actually just recently purchased, which is a Muso game, and there is one scene where you are in the bedroom of a girl who is giant, and
yeah, okay,
you kinda walk over her exposed stomach, and it's like very detailed about the idea of walking on top of like a giant sleeping body.
Like it's purpose built to be horny.
Yeah, like it's like very, very obvious there. It's like extremely obvious there.
Right, like, dude, you're not fooling anybody. We know what's going on here.
I don't think he's trying to hide it, though, is the thing.
It's kind of based because he doesn't have to. Like, he sort of like hit it big. Like, he gets to not only tell an incredibly compelling, very interesting fantasy story constantly, he also gets to be horny, and no one will stop him.
And the best thing about that, right, is that I have told you before that there's like sex scenes in this game.
Yeah.
Which are regarded generally by everyone, including Nasu, as not good.
Woo!
And the thing about that is that I have seen some of the writing of some of those scenes, and then you kind of see the writing that is not explicit, but it's obviously horny and kinky, and you can tell it's more his jam. Like when
you can tell that his heart wasn't in it.
Yeah, no. What I mean is like you can tell like this man's forte is not writing actual sex scenes, but my man has a laser focus on the things that he wants to put in the story for the kink.
Yeah. God bless him.
Not good, still fun. I have so many quotes of the fucking porn scenes that I want to share as soon as we get to a point where I can say, yes, this is where it would happen. You have no idea some of the memes. Holy shit. It's incredible.
I cannot wait.
But anyway, I loved seeing you how hype you were with the fight with Sasaki Kojiro.
It's pretty sick. I love the VN fight presentation style. It's fantastic.
And also just like everything, the swallow reversal, the back and forth between the two, the release of the sword.
The whole thing about him saying like, "Oh yeah, I don't have a noble phantasm. I just learned to do this." That's so cool.
That's so funny. It's literally so funny. Oh my god.
Like I said, Fate's making me like, I'm eating good when it comes to toxic men. Either externally or internally, like Shiro's toxic to himself.
God. Shiro is such a fascinating character. Every single episode, like, he gets wrapped up in another layer of the fucking Shiro onion.
I don't remember who mentioned it, but someone in chat pointed out that it was really interesting watching, like, survivor guilt hero complex, like, collide.
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, you could like the protagonist of Fate Grand Order.
I mean, like, you say that, like, everything that you have ever told me about Fate Grand Order has made me go, wow, that sounds really cool. Like, yeah, of course I would. I think I do, from what I've heard.
There are men in this game so toxic that they will make everything so far seem like tears-free shampoo.
I'm literally so excited. I can't wait to watch it get worse.
Oh God. It's like listen. I think Shiro deserves to get well, but this is a case of like, what is wrong with him is way more entertaining right now.
Right, yeah.
Right now, I'm living for seeing him just keep digging his fucking grave.
It's Shiro and Rin sitting next to each other, and like, these people are both deeply, deeply unstable. But whatever's wrong with this guy is way more interesting.
Oh. Also, you know what I also love?
What's that?
Because of how the different days have gone in the distribution of people joining in for like lunch and breakfast, we haven't had really a stable lineup for who's actually vibing during like each food, like each meal. Because one day, like at first it was just Shiro, Fujine, and Sakura, and then they didn't come over for the weekend, and you had to deal with Saber and Rin, and then those two joined, and now Sakura's gone. It's like they keep changing the lineup for each slice of life scene.
Mm-hmm.
So you get
honestly, like, it's really effective. You get to see all the characters bounce off each other and all their different combinations.
Yeah, I love that. I really like that. Oh, it's really well written.
Never get each other involved, or get anyone else involved, whatever you have going on.
That's right. Oh God. Oh, it's so good. I'm just gushing at this point. I'm just like thinking back, like.
Genuinely cannot wait for the next one. But I really should go lay down.
Yep. I will be seeing you next time, Anya. Thank you so much for joining me.
Definitely be hearing about from me before that. Yeah.
I'll be up for like, it's 2 a.m. I'll be up for at least 3 more hours. Don't worry.
Woo! Sleep is for the weak.
I want to always mention I get plenty of sleep. I just go to sleep late. I do not wake up at fucking 6 a.m. like Shiro.
You wake up early and go to sleep late. Wait, no. You wake up late, go to sleep early. Sleep.
Sleep. Good night.
Yeah. Goodbye.
There she goes. She has left. I can't fucking believe I said Saber's name. Fuck. I have been trying so hard to avoid it. I was laughing too much. She basically knew already. She was 95% sure already. She said King Arthur. She said it. Okay, no, but chat? I know currently in chat, I don't think there's anyone who minds spoilers, but I'm going to say spoiler warning for anyone who may be joining in the future or doesn't actually want to hear anything. So this is your warning. I'm going to actually speak of things that happen later. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Isn't it fucking crazy how she actually nailed what is going on with Ryder and Shinji? Isn't it like really fucking cool how she just guessed the name of the servant and what is going on? She just fucking guessed. She just guessed it. Like, she's going to feel so good when she goes in, when we get to the section and she realizes she was right. That's going to be so fucking good. What's funny is how she's like 100 hours from getting to confirm it. Does it even happen in the Fate route? Is that a thing exclusive to the Heaven's Field route? Like, or does it happen in Unlimited Blade Works? It doesn't happen in the Fate. Yeah, my fucking god, it's from Heaven's Fields? Holy shit, she gets something for 2 roots in the future. She's going to forget by then, and she's going to be blown away by it. Holy shit. But yeah, Sharpie, she basically, at the very end of the last stream, said that she had some kind of theory that she wanted to present. Ryder's true name is at least revealed in Fate. I could imagine that, yeah. There is so many things. There's so many things I want her to see. And there is so... I mean, I didn't know what other name to call you, hon. Sharpie Ragon. So I just went Sharpie. I'm sorry. You see one of her novel phantasms, but it doesn't give her name. Oh. She will know, though. She will definitely know. Because the name that we're going to see is probably Bloodfort Andromeda, no. I was thinking of Bellerophon. No, but Bellerophon was on the opening, so I'm imagining we will see Bellerophon. Oh, does that mean Bloodfort Andromeda does not activate in this route? Ooh, that could make sense. Oh. Okay, this is my own theory, but I think that in the Unlimited Blade Works route, Shiro and Rin are not actually cooperating the same way they are in this route. So I'm going to guess that in Unlimited Blade Works, Shiro does not get told that there's a bounded field in school, and that means that they won't be able to stop Bloodfort Andromeda. Oh, that could be. Or maybe it's for Heaven's Fields. Who knows? Maybe it's in Heaven's Fields. I don't know. This is speculation on my end. I just know that thing is going to go off at some point. And that is going to be a whole thing. Ooh. Listen. I know at this point, I feel I am at the point where I know scattered bits and pieces of what's going to be happening, and I am so excited to see the connective tissue in between. Is how the bounded field goes down is different each time. That makes sense. No, that makes sense. Oh. Also, I know we're still in Fate. We're not even halfway through the Fate route. And I look back at what we have gone through, and I look forward at what we have yet to do. I want to play Heaven's Fields so fucking bad. I want to get to Heaven's Fields so fucking bad. I'm so interested. But I know it will be way more effective if we do everything else first. This Let's Play is gonna be longer than TOTK. Oh, by far. This is going to be potentially over a year of going, because we're doing 1 stream a week, and they are shorter streams than what I do with TOTK. It's so far away, but I gotta have the full context. I just need to put the pieces together. Also, chat. Listen to me. When I went into Fate Stay Night, it was by a recommendation of a friend of mine, because Lost Belt 6 from Fate Grand Order was about to come out. And a friend of mine told me, oh, Lost Belt 6 has some stuff that really hits harder if you, read Stay Night first. Because it was like, there's a lot of parallels going on, and let me tell you, I've just started. I have technically just started the series. I've just started Fate Stay Night, but between what I have gone through already and Lost Belt 6, I am not normal about Saber. I have extreme opinions about Saber. I have some things I want to vocalize to Anya about how fucking insane Saber makes me fucking go because holy shit, this woman. It is impossible. No, like, there's so much depth. There's so much. And I feel so bad for her. I feel so bad for her. Oh, there's so much to her. I gotta say, I really like Shiro. I thought he was way more milquetoast. I thought he was way tamer than he... This man is so fucking mentally ill. This man is so fucked. You don't feel particularly strongly, but then again, your limited scope is this and the unlimited blade works abridged. No, he's a misogynist. You will go, holy shit, at the end of this route for a specific reason. Oh my god. I know something about the end of this route, so if it's related to that, it may not hit as hard. I know some things. The adaptations lobotomized so much of his character, and also of Ren, I've heard. The Unlimited Blade Works is the route with the least Saber content, fair. I mean, I know one of the key roles of Saber in the last route. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm also excited to check that. I'm excited for the, you know. Ooh, just... Unlimited Blade Works is gonna have some fun stuff too, though. I know Unlimited Blade Works is gonna be a lot of Archer. They really suffer from not having Shiro's internal monologue, since that's where a lot of his characterization comes from. No, yeah, okay, no, listen. Shiro was going off about how it wasn't good that a girl was fighting, and then his own narration, like, pulled the rug, like, it pulled the curtain open, and it was like, hey, this is an excuse I'm giving, because it's the first thing that comes to mind in trying to justify why I'm valuing, like, Saber's, like, safety more than my own, because I just don't want people to fight for me, because it makes me feel guilty, because of my survivor complex. That, if you do not have that piece, but you have him talking about, oh, girl fighting icky, it completely changes his character. Oh. He's just like... There's so many layers. He's putting up the easiest front. Yeah, exactly. He's putting up the easiest front because he's just going off on the idea that he's a man. Men need to be strong. Men need to be the ones to protect what they... and like, specifically not just men, but a hero, a superhero like his father. It's so much. It's so much. Oh. In the Unlimited Blade Work anime, Shiro just seems a bit dumb, sometimes for no reason because of the lack of internal stuff. Yeah, it's important. It's like really fucking important. You'd think maybe they could have a little bit of narration at some critical moments at least, but like, oh, and Ren, just Ren. I cannot wait until Sakura, chat. I cannot wait until Sakura. Holy fuck. I know I need to wait a lot still, but I am so excited to see more about Sakura. Holy shit, because right now she's like the cutesy kohai. She's the cutesy kohai that, you know, that she's sad that she cannot be with her senpai, and she's kind of being shafted because she's not part of the action. I need to see the depths of just how it goes. Holy shit. Also, it's why the people die when they're killed sounds especially bad in the anime, because it doesn't get preceded by his inner monologue about how he has been killed but didn't die. Yeah, like, I have still seen, like, people defend that thing, like, in the context, even in the anime scene. But if you especially just remove it completely from the context... Also, it's a really silly line. You know what is also a line I really love? I think it doesn't happen until Unlimited Blade Works. Though it kinda semi-happened earlier in Fate, but The one line that the one line that in context is funnier is, wow, archer class sure is made of archers. That kills me. Hello, Jess. Say hello to the new summer bar guest, an archer which has a fucking water rifle, a giant mecha railgun, and a truck. Archer. Even this early in this route, Shiro has been killed 3 times. 4 if you count the fire. Yeah. This man, Sir Fetch bar guest. Oh, the worst part is that the Sir Fetch, like, really, like, it really matches the proportions. And her second ascension is amazing. I love the huge tent in her skirt that her thigh gives, that everyone at first glance goes like, is that her? Oh, that's her leg, okay. Do we have an archer yet that doesn't even have a ranged attack? Oh, she really is in my shoulders. Oh, let me erase her. Whoop. Don't worry about her. She wasn't listening in. She's just a little avatar that she's not here. Don't worry, chat. She couldn't be here. AN14 is not real. She can't hurt you. Don't worry about her. Do we have an archer that doesn't have a range attack? I think that could break the rules too much. Slipped into the bow. I don't think we do. I believe we don't, but I couldn't tell for sure. Also chat, for anyone who isn't aware, that hasn't been following, I need to share the news. Speaking of summer bar guest, because I love summer bar guest. She's my favorite of the Tamlin, like, by far. Listen. In one of her attack animations, and in her Noble Phantasm, she just calls on the phone, or, like, makes a gesture to pull over, like, a vehicle, and the truck runs over the enemy. If you go into her profile, on her Bond 5 line at the very ending, just a little sentence at the very end says, by the way, the person driving the truck is the master who, at her behest, hurriedly got a license for large vehicles. Ritsuka can fucking drive a truck. Fucking Gudako behind the fucking wheel. She just fucking runs over the enemies now. We have chosen violence. The protagonist of Fate Grand Order can legally drive a truck. Gordolf taught them. I believe that. I 100% believe that. Tom's, she doesn't use a vacuum in Ascension 2. I don't know if she does it in 1, but she does in Ascension 2 and 3. Jess, when she's clad in the mecha armor, she will literally pull out a little vacuum cleaner and just vacuum the enemy. She is so good. I love her. Who even issued the license? I'm going to say BB. I know BB's involved in this event somehow. I'm just going to say that BB gave it away. I do like that they specify that she got the license, though, you know? Like, that is an important, like, little bit of lore building. That's really important. It's not like, oh, she's driving because she... No, she has a license. Also, remember that Chaldea is technically an internationally recognized military organization? So if you want to go that route, you technically could just say that someone in the staff trained and approved through some, like, legal standard of it, you know? If BB gave you a license, she could give you a counterfeit one, but she could also only give it away after, like, the like most awful trial possible. That's just what she does. I love BB. God, I want Fate Extra out. And now I just want Fate Extra out. I'm in the middle of Stay Night. I'm looking forward to Samurai Remnant. I want the Extra remake so fucking bad. I need to learn more about the Moon Cell. And I need to have a basis. I need a basis with Fate Extra remake that they may actually remake and localize Extra CCC. I need the Sakura 5. I'm not joking. I am not joking. This is not a bit. I need the Sakura 5. I need to see King Protea in fucking CCC. Because I know she wasn't in the original CCC, but the original CCC also scrapped a bit of like content. So I'm just a little bit optimistic that if there was a remake, maybe we could have more content with the other 3 Sakura 5 that didn't make it to CCC, you know? Yeah, Tsukihime remake in English confirmed, I read that one. Which makes sense because Mahoyo just fucking blew it out of the park, didn't it? Mahoyo was like really fucking good for the numbers of the company. So of course they're going to also do Tsukihime. Also, goodbye, Feifei. Bye. I'm just going to be leaving soon. I can just ramble about this fucking series for so long. It's unfair how much I can just talk about this series. And I really want to also check Tsukihime. I want to see what Arcuades... Arcuade? However you spell it, how would you say it? I want to know what this white vampire woman from the moon, like, what her vibe is. And I want to see just how fucked Shiki's life is. Oh. Because I know Shiki, like, if you think Miya has problems, if you think Shiro is going through some things, I want to see Shiki. I want to see Shiki Tono. That man is being gaslit by literally every single character in the entirety of Tsukihime. And I just want to see that. You know? Oh. God, I'm just going to be leaving very soon now here. I'm running out of steam. It's really fucking warm. Shiki mental health symptom 1 thinks that Wi-Fi is fine if you're close to the router. That's not Shiki. That's the other one. What's the name? Is it just... Oh no. You want to talk about Tsukihime so much, but you can't because of spoilers. I know so little. I know so little. I know so little about it. All I know is vampires. There's a maid that has something going on with her. Neko arc. Lesbian vampire boob blood drinking. Chair. And Mystic Eyes of Death Perception. Ultimate One of the Moon. The big spider is one of the, like, the big vampire bats. You need to read Tsukihime so I can understand Carnival Phantasm. The chair is an eyesore. I don't know what the fucking deal with the chair is. Also, I am... For anyone who may have been wondering, that doesn't know Tsukihime, and this one is specifically, I'm just aiming this one at Jade. I am not kidding when I say lesbian boob blood drinking vampire. I am pretty sure at some point there's just a full CG of like titty out and just sucking on it. I think the owner of the manor that has the maids is a vampire herself, and she drinks off of one of them. And of course she has to do it directly off of her boob. Because, of course. It had to. Like, that just happens. But I don't know the context. I don't even know. I don't even know if she is a vampire or if we are just going off of Nasuber's mana transfer rules, which could also be. Isn't it cool how basically anyone in the Nasuber can, like, get something out of blood drinking? Like, you can be just a total, like, normal, like, magus and be like, my mana is, you know, I'm a bit low on energy, and, like, technically, you know, you can't just drink blood. Like, that works, apparently. Isn't that fucking crazy? Everyone can just snack a little bit on blood. That's just fine. Of course, it is not the blood bank that we hear about in the Fate series. Minor Hollow Ataraxia spoilers, by all means. I'm waiting for those spoilers. It is confirmed that low-grade Clock Tower mages sell their semen, but... No! No! That's a Hollow Ataraxia thing? I thought that was in Fate Stay Night! I really, really wanted to get to that one quote. I thought that was in Stay Night. No! It's Rin too who says it. Doesn't it? It's a sequel. I can't play it without having played. It's not in Stay Night. Fuck! Fuck! The worst part is that I cannot really show Anya much about Hollow Ataraxia at all because it kind of implies. Give me a moment. I need to check this. Magus as so. Okay, I know where odd. Yeah, odd. Okay. Odd. Type Moon Wiki. I know a place where the quotation will lead me to it. Magical energy. Go to odd. Because I have seen this one before. No. Yeah. By drinking a Magus' blood. Magi with monetary problems have also been said to sell their bodily fluids, in which magical energy has been merged to the Mages Association. That is... Okay. It's not! It's in the Fate Stay Night... It's in the Fate route, day 11. Oh, it's in day 11? We are fucking 5 days away from it! It is in Fate Stay Night! It isn't Fate Stay Night! Anya is going to be seeing it. Come! Let's fucking go! You're right, Willow, I should be going. I'm sorry, I was so excited about the mage semen talk in Fate Stay Night that I just had to know. Let me make sure. 31. No, yeah, the only citation for that is actually from the Fate route and some materials book. The 20. Complete material 3. Characteristics of my mystic energy. Mystic energy is fundamentally stored only inside the body. Operation. Yeah, it's just basically the same. It's literally like in the wiki, it's basically word for word what the actual materials say. So sad to hear that this playthrough will only last a few more episodes. Literally brought that up as an example to a friend about how Fate is completely unafraid to follow through on the implications of its world building. Listen. aren't half of the fucking sex scenes that were supposed to be in this game that are no longer because of Ryuudon't Nua basically just like glorified mana transfers in some way? I got that impression, at least. Maybe it's not. Like, at least one of them is literally just for the purpose of mana transfer. They're mostly justified by mana transfer of some kind. Yep. Also, since we're on this, I said that I wanted to tell Anya when we got to a certain point, but I need you all to know one thing. In the... I think it's the sex scene in the Fate route, or like one-off, or like whatever. There's at least one scene in which it is a threesome with Saber, Rin, and Shiro. And I need you all to know that Rin teases Shiro for not being able to do it right to Saber. And fucking just like does it herself and is like, huh, I didn't think I swung that way. Like that is just what the actual scenes were like, you know? But like she just, even during, she fucking teases that boy. Like, I need you all to know that the haha fandom no. It's textual. It's injected in the base of this series. You don't believe Shiro gets laid? That's not canon. He gets laid at least 3 times. I can assure you. At least. Does Shiro have... No, he doesn't, right? I was thinking, because I know that there's some of the characters from this series in El Meloy case files later on. And I realized I do not want an answer to what I was going to ask, which was about which route is technically canon and who, if anyone, Shiro gets like together with in like further parts of the timeline, but like I want to actually finish the game first before I know that. It's a Reddit mod? People talk about Nasu's variety of kings, but the one king to rule them all underlies the entire franchise is femdom. Shiro's a Chad. Of course he's a Chad. He did a really cool high jump one time, which I haven't seen in the story yet, but I know happened at some point. And it's like a pivotal thing, maybe? I don't know. We'll see the high jump at some point in the future. For now, really, I need to be going here. Girls love high jumps. God, really though, I need to go. This has been wonderful and lovely, but I am actually dying. It's really hot. He doesn't though. He doesn't. Anyway, thank you all so much for being here, chat, and I'm gonna dip.